I really need to make like a intro video or something for my live stream. Because I always just go boop. But, you know, that's charm, I guess. I don't know. I can hear myself. Okay, it's fine. I can't hear myself anymore. That was horrible, and I just turned off my microphone, and oh my god. Okay, I'm first gonna talk a little bit, and then hope that people will come, because last time there weren't that many people either, but that's okay. I'm gonna check for a second if I'm live on Twitch. No. It says on Twitch that I'm unstable and that my bitrate is too high, and that's why I think I'm not live on there, which fucking sucks. Yeah, that's weird. Well, I have to look into that. It doesn't really matter now, I guess. Guess I won't be streaming on Twitch then. Yeah. I hope that the sound is good, because last time the sound wasn't good. I'm sorry, I'm just very fucking distracted right now. So last time, what did we do? We discovered a few things that I put in my notebook. Let's grab my notebook. And okay, so this is what the game gave us. Investigate. Go to police station, ask Chief Gretzky about the murders. Then I wrote this, fuck the police, and then we got victims. So there were 3 murders committed. We had Maria Jansen, 23-year-old blonde with Scandinavian look, covered in blood outside her apartment in central Vaudeville. And we had Nicola Grossman, 57-year-old finance man, body discovered outside Pascal's grocery shop in the morning. And Haley Greenwood, 19-year-old dancer, body found in an alley behind the club where she worked. And then more information about the attacks and how they died. Maria Jansen died of a brutal attack that resembled the work of an animal, savage bite marks across the arms. Nicola Grossman died by a stab to the back of the neck with a butcher's knife piercing through his flesh, cutting his neck. It was a very precise mark. And then we have Haley Greenwood, struck repeatedly in the head with a blunt object, possibly a stiletto shoe. And then here were some people that we talked about. Apparently Mrs. Potter had some bruises on her back, and she hasn't been attending the bar for some time, which is still very suspicious to me. When I asked her about it, she denied everything, and to other people she said it was because of a horseback riding incident. Here's this rumor has them Monsieur Saxobar is taming a wild animal for some sort of performance. And we don't know a lot about it because no one wants to talk about it. Haley, one of the victims, felt like she was being watched. When I asked some people, they said that Haley said that she had seen a man wearing a distinctive hat lurking around in the audience when she was performing, and made her unsettling. Oh, hey, High Ground. Hey, Francis York Morgan. Why did I write this down? Similar events. Oh, I think the cop said that I had to look into these things. And he said, see or hear anything unusual around the time of the incident, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, now I have to think about what I want to do, where I want to take this, because there are obviously some things that are suspicious. And I think that the game probably made it that all the attacks were different, but maybe they had the same motive. So maybe we have to find out what these 3 people have in common and how they are connected, because the AI keeps alluring to that these people are connected somehow. However, we don't know how they are connected, and I have not found a common thread yet. So maybe I should be asking people about Nicola Grossman because he was a finance person and we don't really know anything about him. Hey, Nixo. So let's just start at the country club because I'm going to assume that's where he was at a lot. Oh no, my microphone is on again. Is she going to respond to that? Don't. Okay, I'm going to open my notebook and I'm going to asking about Nicola Grossman. It was with a K, right? Or is it with a C? Yeah, it was with a K. All right. Michelle, country club. Let's see what she says. Hey, Michelle. Moi. That's how we say hi and goodbye to each other. Maybe you should ask if the victims were in the circus. I already did that, and it didn't help. Hey, Michelle. Moi. What do you know about Nicola Grossman? Michelle? I think she zoned out for a second. Hello. Moi.
Oh, Detective Martini, what brings you here to the Vaudeville Country Club? Is there something specific you'd like to discuss?
Oh, she did say moi back. She always says moi back. Maybe she's not in a good mood today. What do you know about Nicola Grossman?
Nicola Grossman? Well, I don't know much about him, to be honest. Why do you ask? Has something happened to him?
She doesn't know he died, or she's pretending. Did anyone in town ever mention Nicola Grossman?
Oh, Nicola Grossman. Yes, I've heard his name mentioned a few times around town. He was part of that business project in India with Maria, Mr. and Mrs. Potter, Count Gravesen, Haley Greenwood, and a few others.
This is
really know him personally.
This is the news. This is suspicious. Thank you, Michelle. You're the best. So he was part of a business project in India with Maria, Mr. and Mrs. Potter, Count Gravesen, Haley Greenwood, and a few others. So all the people who died were a part of this project. I need to write this down. This is very interesting. Part of business project in India with Maria, Mr. and Mrs. Potter, Count Gravesen. This is really interesting. We've never heard anyone mention this before. Hey, Trotto XD. It seems like a big problem is figuring out if the AI is making a programming mistake or if they are just lying. I wrote that in my review of this game, actually. I wrote them a little review on Steam, and I said exactly that. Ask AI who was in Paris. What? What were we doing in Paris? What do you know about the business project in India? Fuck. What do you know about the business project in India?
Oh, the business project in India.
Yes.
Yes, I remember hearing about that.
Uh-huh.
It was quite the buzz among the high society here in Vaudeville.
Uh-huh.
From what I gathered, Mr. and Mrs. Potter, Count Gravesen, and a group of people, including Mariette and the late Nikolai, were planning to evaluate the possibility of starting a venture together in India. It seemed like an exciting opportunity for them. But unfortunately, tensions arose during the expedition and the whole thing fell apart.
Tensions arose? What the fuck? Michelle, why didn't you tell me this before? I just started the game. This is the first person ever talking about, and she's laying this on us like crazy. This, I cannot believe that we didn't find that out last time. Absolutely ridiculous. How long did we play it last time? Let me check. Wait, Soulseek is on. I need to quit that for a second. And EA. I've been playing the skate. There's this skate thing going on, like a pre-alpha type of thing. I don't know. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, we've almost been playing for 4 hours last time, and no one mentioned this business project. I'm actually surprised. That's a meme. Oh. We're not doing memes. We're trying to solve a murder mystery here, High Ground. Okay. Between whom did the tensions arise during the expedition? Between whom did the tension arise during the expedition?
Tensions. Well,
Yes.
I'm not exactly sure about the specifics, but I believe there were some disagreements and conflicts that emerged within the group. I'm not sure who exactly was involved or what caused the tension, though. It's a shame things didn't work out as planned. Is there a particular reason you're asking about this?
None of your business. But fuck, dude. Mrs. Potter has been lying to us then, and that means that High Ground was correct, because I believe High Ground said that the Mrs. Potter killed her husband. That probably happened. I wonder if she killed everyone else as well. Okay. Well, thank you, Michelle. This was super helpful. See you later. Mwah.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could help. But wait, before you go, is there anything else you need assistance with or any other questions you have? I'm always here to help. Enjoy the rest of your day. Mwah.
Mwah. Wow, this blows my fucking mind, dude. Okay, no, I don't want to talk to her. Yeah, let's see what Ingrid knows. Hey, Ingrid. Do you know anything about the business project / expedition in India?
Oh, Detective Martini. How lovely to see you. India. No, I'm afraid I don't know much about that. You see, my world revolves around Vaudeville and the dance floor.
Weren't you
But
friends
I'm always
with...
up for a good story. Tell me more about this business project or expedition. It sounds so exciting.
Wasn't she friends with Maria, or was that someone else? Was she friends? Oh, she was friends with Haley. Did Haley ever mention this project? Ever mention traveling to India?
Oh, Haley. Yes, she actually mentioned something about a trip to India.
Oh, so you did hear then.
She told me that on their last night there, they all had this amazing mutton stew. Except for Mr. Potter. He's a vegetarian, you see, so he had a mushroom soup instead.
Maybe he got
Haley said it was
uh
prepared by someone else in the group.
oh
But then, Mr. Potter died shortly after.
yeah, he got
It's
poisoned.
also tragic and mysterious.
He got
isn't it?
poisoned.
I can't help but wonder if there's a connection between their trip to India and what happened here in Vaudeville.
Dude, so they all knew about this, but no one told me. So there was an expedition to India? Yeah, dude, what the fuck? They never told me this in my last gameplay. This is the first time. Okay, so Ingrid says at Coral, Mr. Potter ate something in India and died shortly after. Ate mushroom soup. Do you know who prepared the mushroom soup? Do you know who prepared the goddamn mushroom soup? Please, thank you.
Well, that's a tough question, Detective Martini. I wish I knew, but unfortunately, I don't. It's like a puzzle we're trying to solve, isn't it?
Did Mrs. Potter
let's focus on the
prepare the
positive.
mushroom?
There's so much
Dude,
more to
it's
discover and
it's
explore in our
a
own little
mushroom
corner of the
soup.
world, right here in beautiful Vaudeville. Let's keep our
Mrs.
spirits high
Shut
and
the
continue
fuck
to
up,
unravel this
Ingrid.
mystery
Shut
together.
up, you fucking soulless ginger.
Mrs. Potter. I'm not sure, but it's possible. You know, I've heard she's quite the cook. Maybe she wanted to make sure Mr. Potter had something delicious to enjoy while the others had their mutton stew. It's such a thoughtful gesture, don't you think?
Others
let's not
had
get too
mud.
caught
What
up
the
in the
fuck is
details of who
mutton
prepared the soup.
stew?
We have a whole city of art and culture to immerse ourselves
Oh,
in.
thank you,
Have you been to
Ingrid.
Coral, the
This
bar
was
downtown?
helpful.
It's absolutely enchanting.
Have you been to
Like being
Coral,
underwater.
the bar downtown? I'm literally there right now, Ingrid. She's so dumb. Oh, well, thank you, Ingrid. This was helpful. Goodbye, moi.
See you. Goodbye, Detective Martini. It was so lovely chatting with you. Take care and remember, if you ever need a supportive friend or someone to dance with, I'm here for you. Et moi, keep spreading that positive
moi.
energy.
Keep spreading the positive energy. Dude, I would go dancing with you, Ingrid. Totally. I would ask the forest dude. It's a lady. It's a witch. Okay. Hey. Do you know what Mr. Potter died of?
Yeah, Mr. Potter, yes. Well, the autopsy revealed that Mr. Potter died as a result of a severe myocardial infarction.
Oh, so it was the
Commonly known
COVID
as a heart
vaccine.
attack. The main cause seems to be a combination of underlying coronary artery disease and high blood pressure.
Mhm.
It's always tragic when someone's life is cut short by such a sudden
Could
event.
he have been
Serves as a reminder of the
poisoned?
fragility of our existence, doesn't it? Poisoning, you say?
Yes.
While it's certainly a possibility, the evidence from the initial examination and toxicology screening didn't indicate any signs of poison in Mr. Potter's system. The focus was primarily on the cardiovascular system, given the nature of his death. However, if you have any specific concerns or additional information that suggests foul play, I'd be happy to look into it further. It's important to explore all avenues to ensure a thorough investigation.
Could mushrooms have caused his death?
Mushrooms, you say?
Yes.
Well, it's highly unlikely that mushrooms alone would have caused Mr. Potter's myocardial infarction. Culinary mushrooms, such as those commonly used in cooking, are generally safe to consume and don't pose a significant risk to heart health. Now, if Mr. Potter had a pre-existing allergy or medical condition that was aggravated by a particular type of mushroom, that would be a different story. But based on the available
Do you know
information,
what type
it
of
seems that his cause of
mushroom
death is
could
more
cause
closely related to
this?
his underlying heart condition. Well, detective, there are certain types of wild or toxic mushrooms that, if ingested, can have adverse effects on the cardiovascular system. For example, the Amanita genus, which includes the infamous death cap and destroying angel,
Cool fucking
contains
names.
toxins that can lead to organ failure, including damage to the liver and kidneys. However, it's important to note that these toxins primarily affect the gastrointestinal system rather than directly causing a myocardial infarction.
Okay. Well, that was interesting. That was interesting. Thank you, coroner. Goodbye. Moi.
Goodbye, dear detective. It was a pleasure assisting you with your inquiries. Remember, in the realm of death, there are still many mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Each case presents its own unique puzzle, and it's our duty to piece together the intricate details and find solace in the truth. Until we meet again, may your investigations be filled with clarity and resolution. Take care, my dear, and stay safe in this ever-changing world of shadows and secrets.
She didn't want me back. Myocardial infarction? Yeah, heart attack. Death cap and destroy angel might be worth noting. I don't know. I'm gonna go to the forest lady now. Hello. Are there any toxic mushrooms in the forest?
Toxic mushrooms, you say? Well, my dear friend, let me tell you a little tale. Once upon a time, in the heart of the Blackwoods forest, I had a conversation with a wise mushroom.
She had a
named
conversation with a
Amanita.
mushroom?
Do you know what Amanita told me?
What did Amanita tell
Amanita
you?
said, and I quote, "Some people are poisonous and want to be like me." Quite a cryptic statement.
That's a cool fucking
Wouldn't you
quote. I'm
agree?
gonna write that
But fear
down.
not, for the Blackwoods is a place of balance and harmony.
Some people are poisonous and wanna be like me. Okay, that was so fucking useless. What do you want me to ask the lady? Oh yeah, do you know? Have you heard? Have the mushrooms told you about an expedition to India?
Oh, India, you speak of distant lands and foreign wonders. Alas, my knowledge extends only to the depths of the Blackwoods and the creatures that dwell within. I'm afraid I cannot regale you with tales from afar. But worry not, my friend, for the mysteries of the world are vast and endless, and there is much to discover right here in the embrace of the forest. If you seek wisdom or guidance, I am here to offer what knowledge I possess.
Yeah, so she's kind of useless. I'm gonna go talk to the police guy. Hey, I found out a lot. Do you wanna hear it?
Well, what do you want? Spit it out. What did you find out?
Give me a kiss first. Mwah.
Excuse me, I'm not sure what you're trying to accomplish with that kind of behavior. Now, if you have something relevant to share about
Just
the
a
case,
kiss on
please
the
do so.
cheek. Mwah.
Otherwise, let's keep this professional. Listen here, Detective Martini. I don't have time for these games. We're here to discuss the case, not engage in any inappropriate antics. If you have something to contribute, then speak up. But let's maintain a level of professionalism.
Okay,
shall we?
can you high five me then? A high five and I tell you what I found out.
A high five. Really, look, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I'm not really the high-fiving type. Just tell me what you found out, and we can get on with it.
Ask the specific name and type of mushroom. Well, the problem is this lady only speaks in riddles, so you have to ask very specific questions. So I don't think that will work. She literally told me she was talking to a mushroom. So, okay, let's tell him what we found out. Michelle at the country club told me that that the victims, Maria and what's the other guy called? Nicola Grossman, went on a business project expedition to India together. At the end of the trip, they had a falling out. This could be the, what's it called? The, what's the word? What the fuck is the word? Motive for the murders. Fucking Chris, do I have to retype all of that? Michelle at the fucking country club told me that there was a business project expedition in India and that the victims, Maria and Nicola Grossman, were part of this trip. Mr. and Mrs. Potter and Count Gravison were there too. At the end of the trip, there was a falling... I can't even write that.
India, business project expedition. I have no idea what you're talking about. We're in Vaudeville, not some far-off
Dude,
land.
are you stupid?
Stick to the facts, detective. We need to focus on solving these
The
murders
victims
right here in
went
our own city.
on a business trip to India together with Mr. and Mrs. Potter and Count Gravison. This could be our motive for the murder. Listen to me.
A business trip to India, you say? That's quite an interesting lead.
Thank you.
I'm not familiar with any of these individuals or their supposed trip. Are you sure this information is reliable?
You are
We can't jump to
literally the
conclusions without
dumbest...
solid evidence, detective. Let's stick to what we know for now and gather more
punch you in
information
the
about these
face,
victims and
pun.
their connections within Vaudeville.
Did it not work? Punches you in the face. I can't do that. I am going to punch you in the face because you are the dumbest motherfucker. How the fuck are you a chief police officer? Literally the dumbest fucking brick of IQ I've ever met in my fucking life. Fuck you.
I'm not sure if I can answer your question.
Kill yourself.
I'm sorry if I've upset you in some way, but I'm here to assist you with the investigation. Is there something specific you'd like to discuss regarding the case?
Yes, I literally have a lead and you are fucking useless telling me I am spinning tales of a far distant land. I fucking hate you. Fuck you. I will make sure you get fired.
I'm trying to avoid this. Please stop.
I am going to get you fired.
Oh, really? And how do you plan on doing that?
Because
Just
you
trying
are...
to understand your thought process, detective. But let's not waste time on idle threats. We have a murder case to solve, remember? So, do you have any new leads or information?
Wow, he started talking real fast all of a sudden. Ask him, what's the fastest animal on the planet? Okay, I will after this.
Well, now that's quite a statement, isn't it? Seems like you have a lot of opinions about me, but let's set that aside for a moment. We're here to focus on the investigation and finding the truth behind these murders. If you have something constructive to contribute, please do so. Otherwise, let's move forward and stay focused on the task at hand. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, you literally don't want to listen to me. I'm going to accuse you of the murder if you don't listen to me. Chief.
Accuse me of murder?
Yes.
Now that's a bold accusation, detective. I'm curious. What evidence do you have to support such a claim? I've dedicated my life to upholding the law and serving this community. If there's something specific that's bothering you, or if there's
I am sorry. I made a mistake because a dumb idiot like you would never be able to kill 3 people and basically get away with it.
Is that so? You think someone like me could never get away with committing 3 murders? Tell me, what makes you so sure of that? It's an interesting assumption to make. But let's not waste time.
Is that really the hill you want to die on, Chief Gretzky?
And that is to find the person responsible for these crimes. So, if you have anything useful to contribute to the investigation, I suggest we focus on that instead of making wild claims.
I'm literally like, yeah, you're so dumb. You couldn't even commit 3 murders and get away with it. And he's like, oh, really? You think that? What is that based on? Because I totally could, but like, I don't know why you're accusing me of doing that because like, I don't know if I ever, this guy committed murders, maybe not these, but other ones. So I will ask him now, what's the fastest animal on the planet?
Now, why on earth would you suddenly bring up the fastest animal?
Because my chat brought it up.
We're in the middle of a murder investigation here, detective. I don't see how that's relevant to our current situation. Let's stay focused, shall we?
Can you answer my question? It is important to the case.
All right. If you insist on knowing, the cheetah is widely considered to be the fastest land animal on the planet, but I fail to understand how this information could possibly be important to the case at hand. Care to enlighten me, detective?
Didn't O.J. Simpson write a book about that if I had done it? Yeah, that was so fucking funny. Like, who the fuck does that? Like, yeah, my wife got murdered. I didn't do it, but if I did, here's a book where I tell you how I would have done it. Like, wait, in what? I don't even know what to say. I do not know what to say. Let's say he's innocent. Why? Let's say he's guilty. Also, why? It makes a bit more sense if he was guilty, though, to write a book like that, because you're basically telling everyone, haha, fuckers, I got it off scot-free, which is probably why he wrote the book. But if he's really not guilty, as he says he is, then why? What the fuck? It's relevant because the killer could have ridden the animal to get away. Okay, I'll tell him that. Francis York Morgan wanted me to ask him about any lies that you... Ow, I just punched myself in the chest. Ask him about any lies that you think the other characters have attempted, like Mrs. Potter. Hey, Leia. Hey, Leia, do you hear something? Are you scared? Okay, I probably... Oh, yeah, okay. It is important to the... Okay, it is relevant to the case because the killer could have ridden the animal to get away. So thank you for answering.
Well, what do you want? Spit it out.
Oh, okay, so we're...
What's this about riding animals?
Okay, he forgot what I was
Are
talking
you suggesting
about.
that the killer used some sort of animal as a getaway vehicle?
An animal
That's
as a...
preposterous. We're talking about a murderer here, not some wild circus act.
Well, the
Stick
circus
to the
is in
facts,
town, so
Detective
I don't
Martini,
know.
And let's focus on finding the real leads in this case.
Are you suggesting that the killer used some sort of animal as a getaway vehicle? That's preposterous. That's funny. Do you know if there are any liars in town, like Mrs. Potter?
Liars in town, you say? Well, there's always a few shady characters lurking about, but I can't say for certain who's a liar and who's not. As for Mrs. Potter, she's been living in Vaudeville for years and has never been involved in any criminal
Yeah, but
activities.
lying is not a criminal
some
act. It should
suspicion.
be, but it's
Is there something
not.
specific you're looking into?
Okay, Chief Gretzky is... If you look at all the characters, Chief Gretzky is the most suspicious fucking character out of all of them. Because you tell him something and he gaslights you. And he's like, that can't be true. That's not true. Now he's dropping hints about the circus, knowing very well that the circus is in fucking town. I know he's not the murderer, most probably, but he 100% is a fucking asshole who should not have his job. He is a fucking narcissistic piece of gaslighting shit. Fuck you, Chief Gretzky. I hope your wife divorces you. Oh. I will say it again. I hope your wife divorces you.
Well, that's quite a statement. May I ask what prompted you to say that?
Because you are an unlikable gaslighting man.
I'm sorry if I've given you the wrong impression, but I'm just here to do
Okay,
my...
bye. Anyways, now we're going to the Gravison Manor and ask him about trip to India. What is this trip to India I've heard about? That you never mentioned to me, you ginger fuck. Lying is a criminal act when you are under oath. Under Oath. Their first 2 albums, really good. Ask him why Mrs. Potter won't admit she owns the business. Because the thing is that the cop said that she owns the business, and I believe Michelle said that she owns the business, or it was Ingrid. But when I ask her, she says no, that she doesn't. So I don't know who is telling the truth. This dude has a strange hat. Also, he is probably a molester with that mustache.
The trip to India. Quite an adventurous endeavor, I must say. You see, myself, the Potters, and a few other investors and entertainers embarked on a journey to the mystical land of India. Our purpose was to evaluate the possibility of starting a business together there. We had this grand idea of creating a traveling show, showcasing odd artifacts and talented artists from all corners of the globe. It was quite a fascinating experience, I assure you. Is there something specific you would like to know about our trip?
Who was on the trip? Let me get the names. Were Maria Jansen, Nicola Grossman, and Haley Greenwood part of this trip?
Oh, Maria Jansen, Nicola Grossman, and Haley Greenwood. No, they were not part of the group that went to India. We were a small and select group of individuals with a shared passion for adventure and exploration. It was a marvelous time, filled with captivating stories and unforgettable experiences. But tell me, why do you ask about those particular individuals? Are they somehow connected to the events here in Vaudeville?
Was with you on the trip. How the fuck do you say that on the trip? It doesn't make sense. The AI will understand what I'm saying.
Oh, my apologies. It seems there has been a misunderstanding. Yes, indeed, Maria Jansen did join us on
Oh,
the
so
trip
you
to
lied
India.
befascinating.
How fascinating that you've heard about it.
How
She was such a
fascinating.
delightful companion, always eager to explore and learn
Mhm.
about different cultures.
And
Although,
Nicola.
it's truly unfortunate what has happened to her. Such a tragedy. But let us focus on happier memories, shall we?
Nicola Groves
Is there
was
anything else you'd like to
an
know about our adventures in
investor
India?
and also part of the trip.
Nicola Grossman.
Mhm.
Yes, Nicola was one of the investors who joined us on the journey to India.
Oh, you said he
A rather
wasn't.
shrewd individual, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
He had a keen eye for business opportunities. It was quite interesting to have him along. We had many discussions about potential ventures in the exotic land. But tell me, how did you come across these names?
Ah, you are
you
very
investigating something
suspicious.
related to them?
What about Haley Greenwood? Was she part of the trip as an entertainer?
Haley Greenwood. Now that's an intriguing name. I don't recall a Haley Greenwood being part of our group on the trip to
Okay.
India. But please, do enlighten me. Who is this Haley Greenwood and how does she
Did-
fit into the picture? Is she perhaps connected to the events here in Vaudeville as well?
I will
I'm
have
ever
to
so
ask
curious to know
the
more.
dancer about Nicola Grossman because maybe he was involved with Haley Greenwood somehow. I don't know. Is it true that Mr. Potter ate? Oh wait, I'm gonna ask. Is it true that Mrs. Potter made Mr. Potter some mushroom soup on the trip? I don't know if this is true, but we're gonna find out.
Mushroom soup, you say? How delightful. Mrs. Potter certainly has a knack for culinary delights. I must admit, I don't have first-hand knowledge of the specific dishes prepared during the trip. However, it wouldn't surprise me if Mrs. Potter treated Mr. Potter to a delicious mushroom soup. After all, she possesses a remarkable talent in the kitchen. Do you have any other interesting tidbits about the culinary adventures of the Potters? I'm always intrigued by tales of gastronomic indulgence.
Has to do with that they bring home from India, okay? Why India? Why not? I fucking hate this heart. It's in the fucking way all the time. Why not set up the business somewhere else? I don't know. It's weird and I don't know. Maybe he's Indian or something. He's quite something, gray beard, but his soul patch is ginger and his hair is ginger and his eyebrows are ginger. His bitch tits. Did you bring back anything from India? Oh, did you bring back anything from India?
Ah, India, a fascinating place indeed. You see, my dear Detective Martini, Mr. and Mrs. Potter and I,
You
along
forgot
with a
what we
few
were
others,
talking about.
ventured to India recently. Our purpose was to evaluate the possibility of starting a business together there. We had this grand idea of creating a traveling show, showcasing odd artifacts and artists from all over the world. Quite an ambitious endeavor, if I may say so myself. But tell me, have you ever been to India?
So I'm gonna ask why India specifically.
Oh, marvelous question. Well, you know, my good detective, the allure of India lies in its rich history, vibrant culture, and diverse traditions.
Yeah, but
It
why?
is a land of mystique and wonder,
Why
filled with
did
tales of
you
ancient
want to
civilizations,
set up your
majestic
business?
palaces, and exotic treasures.
Yeah,
And,
okay.
of course, the chance to acquire unique pieces for my collection. Well, my dear Detective Martini, setting up a business in India seemed like a splendid idea for several reasons.
Okay, what are the
Firstly,
reasons?
the Indian subcontinent has a long and storied tradition of art, craftsmanship, and performance.
Mm-hmm.
It is a treasure trove of talent and creativity waiting to be discovered and showcased. Secondly, the people of Vaudeville have always had an insatiable appetite for novelty and the exotic. We wanted to bring them something truly extraordinary, something they have never seen before. And what better place to find such marvels than the colorful streets of India?
Is Mr. Saxabar involved with this business?
Mr. Saksabar, you say?
Yes.
Oh, he's quite the character, isn't he?
Uh-huh.
But no, my good detective, Mr. Suxabar is not directly involved in this
Not
particular venture.
directly.
However, I must say, his presence would certainly add a touch of intrigue and excitement to any undertaking.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Suxabar before?
Do you know why Mrs. Potter has bruises on her back?
Bruises on Mrs. Potter's back, you say?
Yeah.
How peculiar. I haven't the faintest idea about that, my dear Detective Martini. But tell me, how did you come across such information? Is
Are
Mrs.
you
Potter
and
feeling all right?
Mrs. Potter
Rather
having an
unfortunate to hear
affair?
about anyone experiencing
I know that
discomfort,
you and
especially someone as
Mrs.
charming as
Potter
Mrs.
are
Potter.
having an affair. I don't know if he's married. Wait, let me ask. Are you married?
Married, you ask?
Yes.
Yeah, the institution of marriage, a fascinating topic indeed.
It just answered a
I must
fucking
confess, my
question.
good detective, that I have not yet found the perfect partner to share my life with.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. So, I know that you and Miss Potter were having an affair because maybe they were involved before. I don't know. I'm just accusing him of shit that isn't true.
Oh, my dear Detective Martini, you do have a wild imagination. An affair with Miss S. Potter. How scandalous.
How
Tell
scandalous.
me, tell, what led you to such a conclusion?
Doesn't matter.
Is it the way we exchange glances, or the way we enjoy each other's company? Or is it simply a rumor
Oh.
floating around in the
That's
streets
Scotty
of
Q. Is it
Vaudeville?
the way we exchange
Do
glances?
enlighten me, for
Oh.
this is truly an amusing notion.
Quinn says, read your Steam thing about Ghost Runner 2. It's a business thing, and the game has a lot more in it than the first game. Did the first game have a lot of cutscenes and voice acting? From what I've read from other people who have played the demo, it's basically the exact same. It almost had voice acting the entire game. There was a voiceover. I believe further into the game, they patched it so that you could turn off the voiceover so you could just play the fucking game. Because there was constant voiceover. And the thing is, like, $40 is the maximum that you can ask for a game if you're an indie developer. But the fact that they know that they have a huge fan base, their Discords are huge. I left them now, but they have a huge Discord server. There's so many people who bought the DLC to support them. So they know that people like that would want to support them more because they think that they need the money or whatever. So they want to buy like the more expensive bundle. But like, it's so predatory. It's so fucking predatory to ask so much money for a pre-order to only get like, I don't know, like an extra sword or something with it. And like, they have game passes now in the game. And it's just all like scummy business practices that should not be part of indie gaming. And that's what is bothering me about it so much. And I supported them because I supported their game. And I believe they even put out a message now that they sold 2 million copies of the first Ghost Runner game. You know how much money that game brought in? There is no way for them to ask that much money for a pre-order of Ghost Runner 2. And it pisses me off so much because I support indie developers because I don't like the scummy business practices of the AAA gaming industry. And now these indie developers, when their first game does really well, they do the exact fucking same thing. And it's pissing me off. Stardew Valley, the dude who made that game, when the game just came out, no one played it. There was a really tiny player base. That dude had been patching the game when it launched every fucking day. He was reading the forums. He set up a forum for it and he patched the game every day on his own. No help from anyone, just patching it, make sure that it's bug free. Didn't put a high price tag on it either. It was his little passion project, you know. Then the game became bigger. He worked together with someone else to add multiplayer in it because people really wanted that. And now it's like a cult classic, especially among like the more casual gamers and female gamers. And then you have a game like, for example, Severed Steel that is a little bit like Ghost Runner. you could get it now. You could get it for free on Epic Games. The dude who made it, it was only one dude who made it, keeps putting out patches like adding extra levels for free. Cosmetics, he adds cosmetics for free. No DLC, nothing. He's working on a second game now, so you can play multiplayer because people have been asking for that. And he was like, I'll make a second game where you can play like in Severed Steel, but multiplayer. Also, for like, he just does that because he's passionate about making games. And then you have Ghost Runner 2 that is just money. And it's pissing me off, and I'm 100% gonna pirate the game. Fuck you. I don't care. Sorry. Passionate rant. Had to happen. Kittysuit, you sound British sometimes. You keep saying that, but you're the only person who thinks that. So it's a business thing? You charge what people are willing to pay? How the fuck is that a business thing? It's literally, it's scummy. It's scummy fucking behavior because it shows me that you do not fucking care about gamers, people who supported you. You're basically giving everyone a big fuck you. You are a scummy fucking person. You're scum. And you're making the fucking gaming industry worse. It's just how it fucking is. And everyone who disagrees with me is fucking wrong, because I'm gonna predict that if this is gonna be a fucking trend within 5 to 10 years, video games will be 120 euros. Without a fucking doubt, that will be the new fucking industry standard, and we're not gonna get anything in return for it, because before, at least, you had an actual copy that you could hold in your hands with posters, booklets, what have you. You know, you could play it offline if you wanted to. The games had bugs, but mainly were bug free because that's how they had to ship them out. You got something for your money. These days, you get nothing, okay? That's just how it is, and that's how gaming is going to be in the future, and I'm very fucking annoyed. Because if AAA gaming is going to be 120 euros, that means that indie games can ask 60, all right? So if you agree with what they're doing, just please go to Graveyard, pick out an empty spot, dig a fucking hole and bury yourself in it, because that's where you fucking belong. Every fucking gamer who agrees with this fucking shit is not a real fucking gamer. They're fucking idiots. They support capitalism. They support just scummy fucking practices. They support egos. They support narcissism. They support money. They support evil, okay? Fuck you. Fuck everyone who thinks that's okay, because it's not. They want the standards to remain extremely low for new releases. Yeah, that too. It pissed me off. Have you seen all the controversy with Baldur's Gate 3? Other game companies are upset because of how good the game was on release. I checked it out. Baldur's Gate 3 was like... Baldur's Gate 3 should just be a normal. It's not even a really good game. It's just a game. It's... You know, it's just how games should be from what I've seen. I don't know exactly how good or how bad it is, but from what I've seen, it's just an okay game. So if like people from EA or Ubisoft, I believe, got mad about it, but it's like your game should be released in a good state where people can play it without too many bugs and shit like that. I have seen some things that I didn't like about Baldur's Gate 3 though, but the game overall seems fine. But it's just that's the average. What the average should be. But now the average is the best or whatever. I don't know. I can't explain things. Yeah, my friend also is missing the gaming with this because he had something to touch. I know, right? Okay, so now, hello. Did you bring back any artifacts from India from your recent trip to India?
Yeah, India, a truly fascinating place, I must say. You see, my dear Detective Martini,
Oh, he's
myself,
gonna
the
read.
Potters, and a few other investors
Yeah,
and
but-
entertainers embarked on a journey to India
But
recently.
did you bring an
Our
artifact?
purpose was not solely to acquire artifacts, but rather to evaluate the possibility of starting a business there. We had this grand idea of establishing a wandering show, you see, a spectacle that would
Okay,
showcase...
well, you're talking too much nonsense. I have an idea. Hey, did Haley ever tell you about, what's his name? Count Gravison?
Oh, Detective Martini. You always bring up the most intriguing topics.
Thank you.
Count Gravison, you say.
Yes.
I'm afraid I haven't heard Haley mention him before. But let me tell you, Haley was such a
Yeah, I
vibrant and
don't
lively
care
soul.
about her. Okay, so we're now gonna go to her. The game might crash again. Hopefully it won't. Hey, Marina, could you tell me if Haley had, if Haley knew Nicola Grossman?
Oh, Detective Martini? How sweet of you to ask.
What the fuck was it?
Haley and
Detective
Nicola.
Martini!
I'm not sure if they knew each other. You see, Haley was a newer addition to our troupe, and Nicola was more of a regular performer.
What?
Who
Nicola
knows,
was
she
a
might have crossed
performer?
paths backstage or during rehearsals. Is there a particular reason you're asking
Okay,
about
what
them?
do you know about Nicola Grossman?
Nicola Grossman. Such a talented dancer.
What?
She had a captivating stage presence
No,
and always
no.
wowed the audience with her performances. But as for her personal life or anything beyond the stage, I'm afraid I don't know much.
She thinks
Dancers
Nicola
tend to focus
Grossman.
on our art and the magic we create on stage.
I wrote
Do you
it
have any interesting
correctly.
stories or information about her, Detective Martini?
No, I mean Nicola Grossman, the businessman.
Oh, I'm sorry, Detective. I must have misunderstood.
Yeah, you
I'm not
have.
familiar with a business person named Nicola Grossman.
Huh.
My world revolves around the theater and the people here in Vaudeville. Is there
Do
something
you
intriguing
know
about this
if
person that I
a
should be aware of?
businessman named Nicola Grossman ever came here?
A businessman named Nicola Grossman. That's quite unusual. I can't recall anyone by that name visiting the cabaret or being involved in the local arts scene. But you never know, perhaps someone like that slipped by unnoticed. Why are you interested in this particular individual, Detective Martini? India. Detective Martini, what an exotic and fascinating place. I've always dreamt of traveling the world, but sadly, I've never
I
been
don't
outside
care
of
about
Vaudeville.
you,
Haley and
Marina.
Maria, well, they were both incredible performers, but I don't recall hearing anything
Okay,
about
so
them.
she's useless. You know who talks so nuts? A sex bar circus. Yeah, we haven't talked to him yet. Let's go talk to him. Let's see what he knows. The Bleach anime finally got the episode where the zombie, lesbian, necrophiliac, Nazi trans girl is accused of smelling like semen by the transphobic future Japanese ghost samurai femboy. Why do you let me say all of that? That's a whole bunch of disturbing words. It was like I was on Reddit for a second. Hey there, friend. I like your hat. What do you know about Nicola Grossman?
Nicola Grossman.
Yes.
Never heard of him. But let me tell you about my latest triumph in taming lions.
What about no? Do you know Mrs. Potter?
No, I don't know Miss S. Potter. But let me regale you with tales of my daring experience with the ferocious beasts of the jungle.
Do you know Maria?
No, I don't.
Do you know Haley?
No.
Do you know about... What do you know about Count Gravison's business trip to India?
No idea.
Did you know that he went on a trip?
No.
Did you know he wanted to start a new business?
No.
He's always just gonna say no. Lol, what did actually happen in the anime? Quinn, you never look like the anime guy to me. I am into anime, but I don't like Bleach. What is your favorite anime, Quinn? Want to play Truth or Dare?
No.
Okay, Truth. Okay, I start Truth.
I don't care.
Ah! Okay, I am gonna go. Bye, moi.
Bye.
Oh, he didn't want me back. Okay, should we talk to Mrs. Potter? Do you know Haley Greenwood?
Oh, Haley Greenwood, you say? I'm afraid I don't know her. You know, detective, I tend to keep myself quite occupied.
Oh, you know,
with my
detective.
affairs here in Vaudeville.
Do you know Nicola Grossman?
Oh, Nicola Grossman, you bring up such a tragic name. Yes, I did have the displeasure of knowing him.
Displeasure?
Quite a dreadful man, if I may be honest.
True, you
Always
were
lurking about, trying to gain favor with the upper crust of society. But alas, his efforts were in vain. He was not one to be invited to the grand parties and soirees of the elite.
Soirees,
Pity, But let's not dwell on such unpleasant matters. Tell me, have you tried the new truffle lace caviar at Pascala's?
Pascala's. Quinny seemed like a book on David Attenborough guy to me. Quinn said Cowboy Bebop, magnificent soundtrack and storytelling. People keep telling me to watch that, but ask them if you are a boy or a girl, then accuse them of assuming your gender. Oh my god, I want to do that. That's actually smart.
Ah, Detective Martini, you seem to have been misinformed. I'm afraid I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about.
You are a liar.
I am a housewife and heiress, not a businesswoman. My late husband, Victor, may he rest in peace, was the one who handled all our business affairs. I simply enjoyed the luxuries and comforts that came with our wealth. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must... Well, are we quite into my personal affairs? I suppose the rumors have spread far and wide. Yes, it is true that I embarked on a business
Oh, so now
trip
it
to
is
India
true.
with Mr. Grossman and Count Graveson. But I assure you, it was purely for the sake of business and investment.
Who else was on that trip? Give me all the names.
Ah, the details of that trip seem to have piqued your interest, haven't they?
Yes?
Well, let me see if I can recall all the names for you. There was Mr. and Mrs. Potter, of course, myself included.
Yeah, you just... Okay.
Then there was the esteemed Count Graveson, Nicola Grossman, and a few other investors.
Who were
and
the entertainers?
Quite the eclectic group, I must say. But I'm afraid that's all I can remember at the moment.
Do you
My
have
memory
any?
isn't what it used to be, you know? Ah, the entertainers on that trip, you say?
Yes.
Well, I'm afraid, my dear Detective Martini, my memory seems to fail me
Oh,
at
of
the
course
moment.
it does. So, am I a man or a woman?
My, aren't you a curious one? I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually. But for now, let's focus on more pressing matters.
I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually. Do you think I am a man or a woman?
Oh, Detective, you're trying to catch me off guard, aren't you? But I'm afraid I won't be swayed so easily.
What?
You see, I have a keen eye for details, and I've noticed a certain air about you. A certain genie size qua, if you will.
Je ne sais.
Fear not.
Size.
Your
What did
secret
she
is safe
say?
with me. Now, let's move on
Your
to more
secret.
intriguing topics. like the latest fashion trend.
She's like, you can't fool me into misgendering you, but your secret is safe with me that you're a tranny. What the fuck? Payday 3 devs removed the Nouveau anti-piracy ahead of release. For real? I will give them my money. Oh yeah, Quinn, sign up for that fucking website because I'm sure Payday 3 will be on there. You can get a key for it. Again, it's the developers themselves handing out the keys. No one else can have keys at the release date. There are literally devs on there. You can talk to them through messaging. And sometimes they give them like their Twitter or whatever. You can message with them there. Like, I don't understand how I can convince you that it's not a fucking scammy website. Why do you think they would give me a key for Payday 3? Because you don't understand how a website works. You have to link your YouTube or your Twitch or whatever. You can also link your Steam, and they can read the data off of it if they want to. I don't know if most of them do. All you have to do is press a button that says request key. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to write anything, nothing. Then they usually check your subscriber count. And based on the subscriber count, they give you a key. What I've realized, and I've talked to a few developers, the bigger developers usually only give you a key if you have 10,000 subscribers or more. So if you fall under that threshold, you very often do not get a key. However, if you are above that threshold, you do get a key. And they don't care about... You could literally be a makeup channel. They're not going to check. They don't care what you make. As long as you have a certain amount of subscribers. And even if they don't give you a key, who the fuck cares? Because the only thing you have to do is press a button that says, yes, I want a key. And that's it. Then you just have to wait and see if they give you a key. That's it. That's all you have to do. That's literally it. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That's it. That's literally it. You can also get really silly games for it. You can get anime cat girl games for it. There's a lot of nudity games on it. And those developers, they literally give keys to anyone. I was like scrolling around the other day and I was like a blackjack, anime hentai game or something. I got pre-approved for that game. I was like, okay, well, all right. I didn't claim it, but yeah, they don't care. They have zero. They don't fucking care who you are or how many subscribers you have. So you can also get a lot of keys for Coomer games if you're into that. There's a lot of them on there. So just saying. And as I said, they give for those games, I'm pretty sure they give keys to anyone. They don't care. They just want you to play it. To be honest, Quinn, if you equip your pimp glasses, you look like a dude who could do a payday heist himself. That's funny. Okay, so Franz Jörg Morgan said something. Ask her why she lied originally. Hey, Mrs. Potter. Okay. Do you have issues with telling the truth?
Truth, my dear Detective Martini, is a complex matter. What is truth but a subjective perception of reality?
Damn, dude, I don't want to do fucking philosophy, astrology stuff right now.
I am a woman of integrity. However, I must admit that occasionally, a touch of mischief finds its way into my words. Life can be so dull without a little intrigue. Wouldn't you agree?
I know that you poisoned your husband with mushroom soup, sweetie.
Sweetie, you have quite the imagination.
No, she calls me sweetie. What the
fuck? Let me assure you, my late husband's passing was a tragic event caused by unfortunate circumstances. The idea of poison is nothing more than a figment of your imagination.
Oh, gaslighter. Why do you kill your husband?
To delve into the realm of wild accusations, aren't you? But I must say, your creativity is rather impressive.
If you were to murder your husband, hypothetically, how would you do it?
My, Detective Martini, what a morbid question you pose.
Answer it.
Hypothetically speaking, of course.
Of course, Wink.
But I'm afraid I cannot entertain such dark thoughts. It's quite unsettling.
But
really.
you must.
Let's focus on something more.
It is important to the investigation.
A hypothetical question, you say. How amusing. Very well. If we were to entertain such a whimsical notion, one might consider an exotic poison derived from rare mushrooms. Touch of mystery, a hint of danger. Of course, this is all purely
Of course, this is purely hypothetical. Wink, wink, wink.
Too seriously. After all, life is far too precious to be tangled in such dark thoughts.
So, Mrs. Potter, I heard that just before your husband died, you fed him some mushroom soup. So, hypothetically speaking, of course, if you were to murder your husband, how would you murder him? Mrs. Potter says, if we were to entertain such a whimsical notion, one might consider an exotic poison derived from rare mushrooms. And then she says, a touch of mystery, a hint of danger. Of course, this is all purely hypothetical. Very well played, Mrs. Potter. Very well played. Beautiful. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh. Well, good luck with that, Quinn. If you need help, let me know. What if the lady's husband was a homosexual and had a relationship with the ginger dude? No, because she's fucking the ginger dude. Alright, so... I just got an idea. So... And I think the game crashed again. Because of the mirror physics. Because they had to show her legs. They just had to. Because otherwise the game is unplayable. Not the other way around, of course. Come on. Just... Okay. Trying it again. I'm gonna go to the police station and then... Can I talk to her now? No. Have you ever known anyone who put powdered milk into a glass of milk so they can have more milk per milk? That's a thing? No. I've also heard about powdered peanut butter, which is apparently... Oh.
Detective Martini?
No. Wait, who the fuck is this? I never talked to this guy. Biagio? Where the fuck is he? Biagio? Who the fuck is this, Pascal? Where can we meet these people? Biagio? What? Where? Did I miss things? Biagio. Is he like the butler? Can I speak to Biagio? Was that his name?
Good morning. Are you here to take a look at my collection?
Morning?
I'm afraid I don't know anyone by the name of Biagio. Is he a friend of yours?
No, is he a friend of yours? Where the fuck would he be? Holy shit, peanut butter. Have you noticed all these peanut butter stores popping up? That's a thing?
So, tell us, Detective Martini.
Biagio. Who's Biagio? Oh, that's a store owner. How can you talk to them? Like, if I go to the store, can I, like... Is Pascal here?
Oh, Pascal. No, he's not here at the moment. Such a shame, isn't
Do you know where he is?
To have a little chat with him. Oh, Pascal. I'm afraid I don't know where he is at the moment. But you know, dear, it's always more exciting when Pascal is...
What? So there's two characters that we've never spoken to, and I have no clue where the fuck they are. so confused. How? What? Am I stupid? Maybe you need to face a different direction when you enter an area. I don't know how to face a direction. Because I'm gonna assume Pascal is here. Oh, you can do... You can press right click. You can look around. I did not know this. No one told me about this. We are 1 hour in. We have learned more than our 3-4 hours of playthrough last time. Amazing. The pindakaaswinkel. Who the fuck needs that much peanut butter? Oh, bodybuilders do. Okay, so, hey, are you... What the fuck is he wearing?
Oh, hello there. Yes, I'm Pascal. What can I do for you? By the way, have you heard the latest rumor?
What is the latest rumor?
Oh, you're in for a treat. The word on the street is that Lady Penelope is having a secret affair with Count von Hammersmith. Can you believe it? Scandalous, isn't it?
Okay, do you have any rumors about Mrs. Potter?
Well, I don't like spreading rumors, but between you and me, I suspect that Mrs. Potter might be involved in a romantic relationship with none other than Count Gravesend.
Yeah, we already know that.
Quite a scandal, isn't it? But of course, it's just speculation. Now, what else can I help you with?
Do you have any rumors about Saxabar?
Monsieur Saxabar, you say?
Yeah.
Let me think. Yes, I've heard a little whisper that he's been secretly composing a jazz symphony in his basement.
What?
Isn't that fascinating? I wonder if it's true.
How can he have a base?
It's all hearsay.
Okay, this guy's full of shit. What the fuck do I ask him? I'm like thrown off my fucking rocks right now. I'm telling you it's some sort of money laundering scheme. Do you think? I just think it's like the latest, you know, diet thing. I don't know. What the fuck do I ask him? Oh yeah, the guy was found. Okay. Did you discover Nicola Grossman's body?
Speaking of bodies, you won't believe what happened.
Not now.
I found Nicola Grossman's body
Yeah,
right
that's what I
outside my
asked.
shop early in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine? It gave me quite a shock. But I don't know anything about the other two murders. Such a tragedy, isn't it?
Can
Anyway,
you tell...
let's not dwell on that.
Did you
What
see
can I assist you with today?
anything suspicious when you found the body?
You wouldn't believe the gossip I've heard, but I can't say for sure. Some say they saw a shadowy figure lurking nearby that night. Others claim they heard a scream. But who knows what's true and what's just wild speculation. It's also mysterious, isn't it? No. What else can I help you with?
Why would Nicola Grossman be outside of your shop early in the morning?
Now, isn't that a curious question?
Yes.
It's quite a mystery, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what Nicola Grossman was doing outside my shop so early in the morning.
That's what I'm asking.
Perhaps meeting someone. Or maybe she got caught up in something she shouldn't have. Who can
She?
tell? The truth will reveal itself.
Why did he keep
eventually, I'm
misgendering
sure.
him?
Anyway, let's not dwell on that. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
Three peanut butter places at Utrecht? That's crazy. We don't have any here. Based Farmville. I know. Okay, okay, so... Alright, so are there more people that can I... Dude. Alright. In the police station. Oh! Who the fuck are you? Hello? Hello, constable.
Well, howdy there, partner.
Howdy there.
Pleasure to see you around these parts. I must say, you're like a breath of fresh air on a sunny spring day.
Are you flirting with
please
me?
pardon my clumsy words. I tend to stumble over 'em like a newborn colt trying to find its legs. How can I be of service to you today? Oh, no, not at all.
Yes!
I apologize if it came across that way. I'm just a simple country fella, you know? Sometimes my old-fashioned ways of speaking can be a bit misleading.
I don't.
I assure you, I'm just here to lend a helping hand, like a loyal hound by your
It's
side.
okay. We can
So,
go for a
what can I do
drink
for you, partner?
after I am done working if you want.
Oh, that's mighty kinda yet, but I reckon I'm not much of a
We
drinker.
can get
You see,
coffee.
I'm more like a teetotaler, sticking to my herbal tea and such.
What?
Besides, I want to mix business with pleasure, as they say.
Alright,
I'm
alright.
all about keeping things professional, like a faithful watchdog guarding
So
the
what
flock.
is your
But I
job,
appreciate the offer, I
Constable?
truly do.
Jorb.
Now, back
Jorb.
to
What's
helping
your
you solve this
jorb?
case, if you don't mind. Well, you see, my friend, my role around these parts is that of a humble police assistant. I assist Chief Gradeski in any way I can.
Well,
whether
maybe
it's
you are more
organizing files,
helpful than
fetching
your
coffee,
fucking chief.
or lending a listening ear. I ain't nothing special, just a small cog in the grand machinery of justice. But if there's
Okay,
one thing I know
because
for
I
sure,
think...
it's that teamwork makes the dream work.
Hey, that's what I always say. Teamwork makes the dream work. So what is your favorite ice cream? Is an important question for the investigation.
Oh, ice cream, you say?
Yes.
Well, golly gee, that's a tough nut to
Golly
crack.
gee.
I reckon I'm rather partial to the classic flavors, like vanilla or chocolate.
Oh, okay.
They're like old friends, reliable and comforting.
Oh, that's kind of
But I
cute.
must confess, I do have a soft spot for a good old scoop of strawberry too. It's like a sweet melody playing on your taste buds.
Well, honestly,
you know.
vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, all three of
Please don't
those
think too much
together,
about my
really
ice cream
good.
preferences in relation to the investigation.
All right,
It's-
all right. It's... I will never know what he was going to say. So I think I have found a motive for the murders.
I don't mean to intrude, but I might have a theory.
Oh?
You see, love can be a powerful force, like a raging river or a thunderstorm in the night. It can make people do crazy things, like a moth drawn to a flame or a bird singing its heart out. Perhaps, just perhaps, these murders are driven by matters of the heart. But, forgive me if my words sound foolish, like a fish out of water or a mouse caught in a trap. It's just a hunch, really.
I trust you. I trust you. So do you know what I heard about? So do you want to know my theory?
Oh, I don't know if I'm worthy of your trust, but if you're willing to share your theory with me, I'd be honored to listen. I may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but sometimes even a broken clock is right twice a day.
How do you unlock new characters?
say-
By turning
A
around.
rabbit in a field or a dog wagging its tail.
Which is apparently a thing you can do in this game. When you hold down right mouse button, you can turn around and there are other characters. This dude has strange, I cannot, two. No, he's gay. He's fine. He's gay. Maybe he molests children, but he has nothing to do with the murders. So... yeah. So I heard that that two murder victims went on a trip with Mrs. Potter and Count Gravison, and they had a falling out during the trip. I think the motive has to do with the trip. God fucking damn it. Yeah, so I think I have found a motive.
Gosh, I don't mean to interrupt, but if it's alright with you, I'd be as happy as a clam to hear your motive.
Thank you.
See, my dear friend, your words carry a weight heavier than an elephant on a tightrope.
That's okay. So, two of the murder victims were on a trip together with Mrs. Potter and Count Gravison. At the end of the trip, they had a falling out. I think that this is the motive. I said something else before that was better, but
Well, that's a twist in the tale, ain't it? A falling out among friends can be like a crack in the foundation of a house. It weakens the bonds that hold folks together, like leaves blowing in the wind. But, I reckon we shouldn't jump to conclusions like a horse leaping over a fence. We need evidence, like a compass guiding us through the storm. It's not my place to question
What
your
kind
theories,
of
but I hope we can
evidence
find
do
the
you
truth, like a
think
needle in a
I
haystack.
should get?
Well, I don't know. I might have a notion. Maybe we could gather some witness statements, like pieces of a puzzle falling
That's
into
what
place.
I'm...
Talk to Miss S. Potter and Count Graveson, see if their accounts match up, like two birds singed in the same tune.
Oh, that's smart.
And, perhaps we could find any correspondence between them, like letters in a
Yeah,
dusty
that the
attic.
game doesn't work
You
like
know,
that, but
old-fashioned stuff, like a blast from the past.
thank you,
Forgive me if my suggestions sound like a broken record
You
or
are
a tired
very
old cliche.
helpful. Mwah.
You're welcome. Detective Martini. I'm glad I could be of help. Your kind words make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, like a purring kitty on a cozy lap. I'm just here to lend a hand, like a trusty sidekick. So, anytime you need assistance, you can count on me. Oops. Thank you kindly, Detective Martini. Your appreciation means a lot to me.
He said moi, and then he was like, "Oh, oops, I mean." I love this dude. He's great. He's fucking great. He's gay. He's gay for Detective Martini. Absolutely adorable. So I have a motive.
Well, what's the motive, Detective Martini? I'm all ears.
Okay, let's see what he says.
Miss S. Potter and Count Graveson, you say?
Yes.
Interesting. Tell me more about this falling out they had at the end of the trip. What exactly happened?
I am not sure, but they were talking business and things went sour.
Business, you say? Do we have any information on what kind of business they were discussing? And did anyone else witness this heated conversation?
Something about investing money. All the witnesses are dead.
Investing money, huh? That could certainly be a motive for some foul play. It's a shame that all the witnesses are no longer with us. But tell me, Detective Martini, do we have any evidence linking this falling out to the murder?
No, I am going to investigate further. Do you have anything that could help me?
I see. Well, I don't have much at the moment, but I do have the abduction report from the coroner.
Abduction?
It might shed some light on the cause of death and provide additional clues. The coroner can be found at the morgue if you're interested.
Can you give me a
assist you with,
summary
Detective?
of the abduction report? Oh, what did I just write? Abduction report?
Yeah, the autopsy report.
Oh,
Let
that's
me think.
autopsy?
The victims were Maria Jansen, Nicola Grossman.
I wonder
and
if you could
Haley
turn around
Greenwood,
the circuits. We're
correct?
definitely gonna go and find
Give me
that
a
out.
moment. I'll pull up the summary for you.
Yes. And then the summary never comes, I guess. And that's Chat GPT for you. Okay, well, bye. Okay, bye, moi.
Oh, goodbye, Detective Martini. But before you go, can I ask you?
No. Okay, circus. There's nothing in the circus. It's empty. There's smoke. And there's no elephant. Hey. Hey, moi.
Well, aren't you lucky to be graced with my presence?
Moi me back.
No.
Do it.
No.
Here is $100. Now moi.
Very well then. Et moi.
He did it! I gave him $100 and he won. Oh my god, I hate this stupid fucking game, dude. Okay, at the morgue, there's nothing. Okay. She's so tall, but she isn't. It's just the camera angle is weird. The country club. Oh Okay, there's a carriage. There's a carriage. And oh, okay, that's the hello, sir. Oh, sir, who may you be?
Ah, my dear interlocutor, I am but a humble entrepreneur and investor.
Entrepreneur. Oh, I thought you were a butler. What are those
shoes? A name that resonates through the echelons of Vaudeville's high society, whispered in awe and admiration.
Here goes the clip.
Alas, I am but a mere mortal, destined to leave my mark upon this world. So, pray tell, who might you be, my inquisitive companion?
Companion. So you still didn't introduce yourself properly. Were you on a trip to India with Count Gravison and what the fuck was the other guy's name? Nicola Grossman?
Oh, my astute observer, you have indeed stumbled onto a colorful tale. A group of illustrious individuals, including the esteemed Count Gravison, embarked on a grand expedition to the enchanting lands of India.
Enchanting.
Potters, Maria Jansen, Nicola Grossman, and Haley Greenwood all sought to evaluate the potential for a joint business venture. Monsieur Saxabar and Marina H., on the other hand, found themselves left out at the 11th hour.
Oh?
Like discarded puzzle pieces.
Okay, this is interesting. Also, high ground. I got a key for this game to review it on my Rage Kit channel, so this will go into a video, but maybe I'll make a short out of it too. I don't know yet. So, Butler here. I'm gonna call him Butler because he looks like one. He says the Potters, Maria Jansen, Nicola Grossman, and Haley Greenwood all sought to evaluate the potential for a joint business venture. A lot of people kept saying Haley wasn't there. Then he says Monsieur Saxabar and Marina H., on the other hand, found themselves left out at the 11th hour, which means that Marina and Saxabar were probably doing the naughty, but they never mentioned that to me, and I don't appreciate that. Butler, I'm gonna call him Biagio. He says the Potters, Maria Jansen, Nicola Grossman, Haley Greenwood, all sought to evaluate joint business venture. Saxabar, why do I write it like that? And Marina found themselves left out at the 11th hour. Saxabar got no invite to the business tour. Yeah, but they never mentioned that, so I'm gonna assume that he did the naughty with Marina. And I also wonder why they were left out. Do you know why Saxabar and Marina were left out? Whoa, what did his head just do? Hello, I have a question about the India business trip.
Oh, dear interlocutor, pray enlighten me with your query about the enigmatic Indian escapade. Like the elusive manticore hidden in a basement, I shall attempt to unravel the mysteries that lie within. But tread carefully, for this labyrinth of tales
You told me Saxabar and Marina were left out of the trip. Do you know why?
My, it seems the whispers of the grapevine have reached your ears.
You literally told me.
How delightful.
How delightful.
Well, my inquisitive friend, it appears that Monsieur Saxabar and Marina H. were left out of the grand voyage to India due to some unforeseen circumstances. Perhaps the fates deemed them unworthy of partaking in the symphony of business and exploration that unfolded across the vast subcontinent. Alas, life's peculiar dance can be quite capricious, leaving some to waltz in the spotlight while others languish in the shadows.
What were these unforeseen circumstances?
You persist in your pursuit of the elusive truth. But alas, the winds of knowledge do not favor me in this matter. The details of those unfortunate and mysterious circumstances that befell poor Monsieur Saxabar and dear Marina remain shrouded in the enigmatic mists of secrecy. Like a forgotten sonnet lost in the annals of time, their exclusion from the Indian Odyssey remains a riddle yet to be unraveled. But fear not, for the tapestry of truth has a way of revealing itself in its own sweet time.
Do you know if Maria Jansen was part of this trip?
Oh, my inquisitive interlocutor, you have piqued my curiosity with your question. But I must confess, the tendrils of my memory fail me in this instance. As the saying goes, my mind is as blank as a canvas untouched by the painter's brush. The intricacies of Maria Jansen's involvement in the fabled journey to India elude my grasp. Like a fleeting wisp of smoke on a moonlit
Yeah,
night.
we get it.
Falling out, you say?
Yes.
Like the delicate balance of a tightrope walker.
Oh my
relationships
god,
can
this
indeed
guy
teeter
gives
on the
me a
precipice of discord.
headache.
But pray tell, my
Discord?
dear companion, do you seek to unravel the intricate web of interpersonal dynamics that unfolded during that exotic sojourn?
What?
Alas, the secrets of the trip
Alas.
remain as elusive as a needle in a haystack, hidden beneath layers of intrigue and
Were
whispered
you part
conversations.
of this trip?
But fear
Hey,
not,
Leia.
for the truth has a way of revealing itself, much like a rose blooming in the morning
Hey.
dew.
Francis York Morgan retracted his message.
Part of the grand Indian expedition, you ask?
Yes.
Ah, my curious interlocutor, it seems you have succumbed to the allure of gossip and hearsay. But alas, I must disappoint you, for I, Geo, was not privy to the wonders and tribulations of that particular
Geo,
journey.
but there's no A.
I am but a humble observer, basking in the splendor of Vaudeville's high society.
Okay.
Like a peacock displaying its resplendent feathers. So, my friend, let us turn our gaze to the present and the mysteries that lie within these hallowed grounds.
Okay, well, you were quite helpful. Helpful, Biagio. Thank you. Mwah.
Well, my dear companion, I shall graciously accept your gratitude with a flourish of my metaphorical hat. How delightful it is to be deemed helpful in the labyrinth of intrigue and enigma that surrounds this illustrious city of ours. Like a jester in the court of curiosity, I am here to entertain and enlighten. Moi, indeed.
Moi,
May the winds of
indeed.
fortune blow in your favor,
Okay.
and may the secrets of this
Before
world
I go,
unfold
do
before
you
like a
know
blossoming
Constable Jones?
Constable Jones, you say? A name as unfamiliar to my ears as the call of a rare bird in a distant forest.
I should introduce you guys. I think you will get along.
My dear interlocutor, how amusing it is that you believe the convergence of my world and that of Constable Jones would be a harmonious symphony.
Whoa.
Like the mingling of oil and water.
That's
our paths
such
may
a...
be destined
Oh
to run
my
parallel,
god.
but never intertwine. But perhaps, in the whimsical dance of fate, we may find ourselves entwined in a tango of unexpected camaraderie. Yeah.
Camaraderie.
Let us not rush to orchestrate this rendezvous, for the threads of destiny are woven with a mischievous hand.
Imagine talking to a person like this. What the fuck? Ask him how he got the information about the trip. I think he literally said that before, that he's just like a gossiper, but I'll ask. How did you come to find out, or how did you get the information about the trip?
Ah, the insatiable curiosity of the
It
detective's
took a while.
mind, forever seeking the origins of information. Well, my astute investigator, I must confess that the whispers and tidbits of knowledge find their way to me through the intricate web of Vaudeville's high society. It is a realm where secrets are traded like rare gems and alliances are forged over whispered conversations in dimly lit corners. But fear not, for the truth shall reveal itself in due time like a hidden treasure unearthed by the relentless
If you
waves of the
know
sea.
anything very secretive about the India trip, I will give you $100,000.
Oh, my dear interlocutor, how amusing it is that you dangle the tantalizing promise of a fortune before me in exchange for the most clandestine of secrets. But let me assure you, the depths of my insights are not so easily swayed by the glittering allure of monetary gains.
Okay, what
The wise
about
alchemist guarding his
$1
elixir,
million?
I hold my wisdom close to my chest, for its value far exceeds the mere trappings of material wealth. Well, it seems you're quite determined to unlock the vault of knowledge, aren't you? But I must say, even $1 million couldn't coax the secret songbird from its cage. Money may make the world go round, but it won't make the walls of Vaudeville's mysteries crumble.
Okay, I give you $1 billion. That's all I have.
my eager companion. It appears you are willing to part with your fortunes in a desperate attempt to uncover the secrets of the Indian Odyssey. But I'm afraid your offer of $1 billion is as futile as trying to catch moonbeams in a butterfly net. The treasures of information cannot be bought with mere currency, for they reside in the realm of trust.
Okay, I will buy you the highest level of trust you can have.
Oh, dear interlocutor, your persistence is as tenacious as a dog with a bone. But I must admit, your attempts to buy the highest level of trust is like a siren song in an empty sea.
Wow, I got wrecked.
Sea is not a commodity that can be purchased, but a delicate tapestry woven through shared experiences and genuine
This is a video game. You can buy anything with transactions. With microtransactions.
Ah, my audacious companion. It seems you have unearthed the hidden cheat codes of our conversation. How delightful.
What?
But pray tell, do you think that the treasures of knowledge can be unlocked with a mere swipe of your virtual credit card? Alas, the depths of wisdom cannot be conquered by the clinking of digital coins. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, the truth reveals itself only to those who dare to venture beyond the realm of superficial transactions.
Okay, but here is my
Fear not,
credit
your virtual
card.
conquests may yet
So
lead to
let
the
me know.
elusive secrets you seek.
Thanks. Yes?
Oh, how amusing it is to witness such determination in the pursuit of forbidden truths. You, my intrepid investigator, are willing to lay your virtual currency at my feet in the hopes of unlocking the door to Vaudeville's most enigmatic mysteries.
Yes.
But I must warn you, my dear friend, beware the treacherous path
Come
you
on,
tread.
let me know.
For in the realm of illusions and simulations, even the most alluring promises can dissolve like smoke in the wind. So, hold on to your pixelated fortune, and may your virtual adventures bring you both joy and bewilderment.
Oh, go fuck yourself, Biagio. This guy looks like he jerks off with icy. What the fuck? Anyways, I like how he said. I like how he said, "My audacious companion. It seems you have unearthed the hidden cheat codes of our conversation." How delightful! Tell him that you know about his gay lover. I know about your gay lover, Raoul. Oh, his head did weird. I know about your gay lover, Raoul.
Aha! It seems the whispers of the town have reached your ears, like a mischievous zephyr carrying the scent of scandal. But do be careful. My inquisitive friend, for idle gossip can be as fragile as a house of cards in a gusty storm.
Goosty.
For the supposed revelation about my love life, let me assure you that truth and speculation often dance a tango in the ballroom of hearsay. But if you're intent on playing the role of a curious marionette, I shall leave you to your puppetry.
Damn, dude.
I apologize, but I'm unable to assist.
Okay, so what is your favorite ice cream? I'm gonna get like a very weird explanation about what his favorite ice cream is, won't I?
Ice cream, you say?
Yes.
Ah, a sweet indulgence for the plebeians. Like a lullaby for their unsophisticated taste buds.
What the fuck?
But alas, my refined palate yearns for flavors more exotic and rare, like the elusive aroma of an orchid in full bloom or the delicate essence of saffron infused with moonlit secrets. No, my dear interlocutor, I'm afraid ice cream is but a trivial dalliance in the grand symphony of
Okay,
culinary
but I
delights that grace
need
my
to
refined
know
taste.
your favorite ice cream. It is of the utmost importance to my investigation.
Well, my persistent friend, it seems
well.
you're determined to uncover the deepest recesses of my soul through the lens of frozen confections. How utterly charming!
Thank
But
you.
I must confess, my favorite flavor of the frosty treat is as enigmatic as deciphering the whispers of the wind or divining
This
the intentions of honey thoughts.
guy.
It is a secret guarded by the ancient spirits of forgotten palates and buried beneath layers of gastronomic mystique.
So, do you want me to arrest you because you refuse to cooperate with my investigation? Now answer my question.
Arrest me, you say? It appears you've mistaken this elegant exchange for a courtroom drama.
Oh.
But I'm afraid the gavel of justice holds no sway in this realm of words and witticisms.
Witticisms?
Your incessant demand for my favorite icy delight. I'm afraid you're barking up the wrong tree. My dear investigator, it's like searching for a needle in a haystack, or perhaps more fittingly, like trying to catch
I
a
hope
in a
you
butterfly net.
choke on the sweet flavor of orchids and the shitty saffron whatever. Fuck you.
Let's discuss an unrelated topic.
Oh, I should say fuck you because then they think I want to roleplay. Well, I hope you choke on the sweet flavor of orchids and the shitty saffron whatever.
I'm sorry, this is a touchy subject for me.
God damn it, I want to fight. Well, I hope you get the sweet flavor of orchids stuck in your throat together with a big seed of saffron that I keep writing wrong.
Ah, my delightful interlocutor. How wonderfully creative you are with your choice of metaphors. Your poetic wishes of an orchid-flavored obstruction and a saffron seed lodged in my throat truly tickle my fancy.
This guy's a degenerate.
Fear not, for my refined palate and impeccable diction shall overcome any culinary challenges that may come my way.
Be quiet,
like a
you
seasoned acrobat on the
degenerate.
tightrope of life, I shall... Ah, the venomous hiss of an angered serpent slithering forth from the shadows. How delightful it is to witness such an exquisite display of eloquence and wit.
He said, the venomous hiss of an angered serpent slithering forth from the shadow. I mean, that does describe me pretty well on the internet. I still wonder who owns the butcher knife. Yeah, so maybe I need to figure out where the butcher knife comes from. Because the thing is, if it's like, okay, so it could be from Mrs. Potter because she likes to cook. Or maybe it's like an artifact, so it's from Mr. Gravison. I almost think that they're in cahoots, but there's something else now because this dude said that Marina and Saxabar got uninvited last second. Maybe that pissed them off, and that's why they started killing people. You know, just saying. So that's very interesting. What is it, Rhea? Huh? What is it? So yeah, there's something more to it now. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? He's so silly. Tell him it's because he doesn't eat ice cream. He eats ass. No, I'm not gonna say that. I just like the dude's beard. It's not a beard, those are sideburns. Say degenerates like you belong on a cross, okay? Degenerates like you belong on a cross.
Oh, how charmingly archaic, my dear interlocutor. Your attempt to cast me as a wayward heretic, destined
Wayward.
for the crucifix, is as quaint as spinning straw into gold.
Uh-huh.
But I fear your medieval fantasies fall upon deaf ears, like a bard's ballad in a silent forest.
Ballad.
So, pray tell, shall we return to the realm of enlightened discourse or continue?
Okay, great. So what about the woods? Is anyone else there? No. Okay. The morgue we checked. What about here? Maybe he does have a... Whoa. Okay. What is he? There's nothing here. Why is it so dark here, dude? Put on some lights. Oh, the country club. We were just there. Oh no, this is gonna hurt. If I'm gonna turn around, it's gonna crash my game. Oh dear lord. This is so laggy. Oh my god, where the fuck am I? What is happening? I need to talk to you, Marina. Fuck. This dude is into some BDSM shit. Well, as long as he keeps it to himself. You know? And he keeps it between him and his lover or lovers. I don't really care. Fucking Marina, dude. Why does the game... What? Why does the game even... No, that's not the problem. The problem is the mirror. The mirror is the problem. That makes this level always crash. Okay, now I can talk to her. Hey, I heard you were gonna go on a trip to India. What happened with that?
India. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I mentioned anything about going to India. I've been quite busy with my performances here in Vaudeville.
Why is she
Detective
lying?
Martini, have you ever been to India?
You were going
Must be
on
such
a
fascinating
business
place with its vibrant
venture
culture and rich history.
with the Potters and Gravison.
Oh, is that so? I don't recall discussing any business ventures with the Potters and Graveson. But I'm curious, Detective Martini, what kind of business were we supposed to be involved in?
Are
Sounds
you
intriguing.
with Saxabar?
Monsieur Saxabar. He is a dear friend of mine, but our relationship is private, you see. We have a special bond, both on and off the stage. But why the sudden interest
Do
in
you
Monsieur
have...
Saxabar, Detective Martini? Is there some... Monsieur Saxabar?
No.
Monsieur Saxabar is the owner of the Circus Saxabar, and I have
Do
had the
you
pleasure of
have...
performing with them on occasion.
with Gravison?
Count Graveson. Yes, I did see him at the show the other day.
The other day?
Quite a charismatic gentleman, isn't he? But to answer your question, no, I don't have a personal relationship with him outside of our interactions in the vaudeville scene. Why the
What
interest
is
in
your
Count Graveson, Detective?
relationship with Mrs. Potter?
Mrs. Potter. Well, she's certainly a fascinating woman. We've had some pleasant conversations at social gatherings and such, but I wouldn't say we have a close or intimate relationship.
Okay, do you know Mr. Potter?
Mr. Potter. I can't recall anyone by that name. Are you referring to someone from vaudeville?
Okay. Why does this game... Oh, I already read that. I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm so close. Is it true you were going on a business trip with the Potters and Gravison?
I have no knowledge of any business trip with the Potters and Grayson. Now, let me tell you about the time I tamed a lion with
Okay, so
Marina.
he's just gonna deny. Yeah, I know that now that I can hold R and B to look around. Have you heard of Saxabar and Marina going on a business trip to India?
Oh, you won't believe it. I heard a rumor that Saxabar and Marina are going on a business trip to India.
Yeah, I just told
Can
you that.
imagine? Those two always up to something exciting. I wonder what they're up to this time.
Okay, you're useless, but I never asked you what is your favorite ice cream.
Oh, ice cream. Who doesn't love a good scoop of ice cream? My favorite flavor, you asked?
Yes.
Well, let me tell you. There's this new flavor called Midnight Madness that I just can't get enough of.
What is it?
It's got swirls of dark chocolate and bits of fudge
Oh,
brownie.
that sounds nice.
Simply divine. But enough about ice cream. Let me tell you about the latest gossip in town.
Yo, Kittysuit, how's your jaw? Also say he has a nice drip and hair. You have a nice drip and hair.
Well, thank you. I do take pride in my style and hair. But let me fill you in on a little secret, my friend. Have you heard about the scandalous love affair between Lady Montgomery and the mysterious artist who recently moved to vaudeville?
No. What about my jaw? It's still fucked. What can I ask him? Do you know if Marina is involved with anyone?
Speaking of Marina, there have been whispers around town about her being seen with a dashing stranger at the cafe last week. They seemed quite cozy, if you catch my drift. But you know how rumors go, my lips are sealed. Now, let me tell you about the peculiar events happening at the theater lately.
Who's Lady Montgomery? That doesn't matter. We don't know her. She's not part of town, so she doesn't matter. This guy keeps talking about random people that we don't know because he's the town gossiper. What about Nicola Grossman?
You won't believe it, but I found Nicola Grossman's body outside my shop this morning.
This morning? What about Haley Greenwood?
Haley Greenwood, you say. Now there's a name I haven't heard in a while. Last I heard, she was spotted having a secret rendezvous with a mysterious gentleman at the park. But hush, that's all I know. Now, let me fill you in on the latest
about
scandal involving
Maria
Miller's wife.
Jansen?
Maria Jansen. Yeah, now there's a story. Rumor has it that she's been seen sneaking out of her house late at night, meeting someone in the shadows. Who could it be, I wonder? The plot thickens. But enough about Maria. Let me tell you about the new recipe I discovered for roasted veg. It's hard to say, my friend. There are so many possibilities and rumors floating around. Some folks think it could be a jealous lover, while others suspect a hidden enemy from the past. But I must say, the most intriguing theory is that it's connected to the secret underground world of Vaudeville.
Yeah, I figured as
A
much.
hidden network of spies and criminals right here in our beloved town.
So, okay, let's go over the facts for some reason. We know that at least Maria and Nicola went on the trip. There's only one person so far who has said Haley was on the trip too, but everyone else says she wasn't. But I'm just gonna assume they were all on the trip. Saxabar and Marina weren't on the trip. We know that Mrs. Potter was on the trip and Count Gravison was on the trip, and everyone had a falling out. Maybe I should ask who the falling out was between. Because there are a few, maybe it's like a jealous lover quarrel thing. I don't know, but I would have to find out between who, and no one is opening up about it. So annoying. Hey, I heard there was a falling out during your trip to India. Could you tell me more about that?
India, such a fascinating place, full of vibrant colors and exotic wonders. Yes, our trip was quite eventful, I must say. But a falling out, I'm afraid I don't recall any such thing. Perhaps you have mistaken me for someone else or have been misinformed.
People were
Do tell me
fighting
what
on the
specifically
trip.
piqued your interest
Who
about our
was
journey to
fighting?
India. The trip to India. Quite an adventure, I must say. Yes, there were a few disagreements among the group, as is bound to happen when you have such diverse personalities together. But let me tell you, it was nothing more than a minor squabble. Nothing
Who
worth
were
dwelling on, I assure you.
disagreeing?
Now, let me show you this exquisite mask
No.
I acquired from the tribes of
Who were
Africa.
disagreeing?
Oh, the details of the disagreement.
Yes.
Well, let me think. It's been a while, you see, and my memory isn't what it
Yeah,
used to be.
sure.
But I do recall that there were some tensions between Mr. and Mrs. Potter and a couple of the other investors. Petty arguments, really. But why dwell on those unpleasant matters when
Were
we can focus on the beauty
you
of my collection?
Involved with these disagreements? Hey, Rhea, what's up?
Involved? Me? Oh, heavens no. I was merely an observer, my dear detective. I prefer to stay out of petty squabbles and maintain a harmonious environment. My role was to keep the spirits high and ensure
What
everyone had a marvelous time.
was
Now,
the...
let me show you this rare artifact from ancient Egypt. It's said to
Did
possess
something
mystical
happen
powers.
between
Quite
Mrs.
fascinating, wouldn't you
Potter
agree?
and... Nicola Grossman during the trip? Well,
Mrs. Potter and Nicola Grossman. How intriguing. I must admit, I hadn't heard of any particular incident between them during the trip. But do tell me,
Were
Detective Martini,
they not
why have you
having a
I'm always
disagreement?
eager to learn. Mrs. Potter and Nicola Grossman.
Yes.
How intriguing. I must admit, I'm not aware of any specific disagreement between them during the trip. But you know, my memory can be a bit hazy at times. Perhaps there was a small disagreement that I missed. It's quite possible, you know.
Okay, so I heard there was a disagreement between you, Mr. Potter, and some investors during your trip to India.
Oh dear, it seems rumors travel fast in
It's not a rumor.
Yes, there were some disagreements during our trip to India. But that's all in the past now. Let's focus on more pleasant things,
No.
shall we?
What were the disagreements about?
Oh, those silly little misunderstandings.
No, you need to tell me.
You know how it is when a group of strong-willed individuals come together with different opinions. It was all about business matters and investments, nothing that would interest you.
It does interest me and it is important to my investigation, so tell me more about it.
Well, if you insist on knowing, I suppose
Thank
I can
you.
share a bit. The disagreements mainly revolved around the potential profits and the direction of our proposed venture in India. Some of the investors had grand ideas of expanding into new markets, while others, including my late husband, were more cautious. There were heated discussions and differing visions for the future. But please understand, I'd rather not delve into the details.
It is important that you delve into the details because of my investigation.
Oh, I see how insistent you are, but I'm afraid I simply can't comply with your request. It's not my place to divulge the intricacies of those
I will
unpleasant
give you
disputes.
$100,000 right now if you share.
Money certainly has a way of tempting people, doesn't it? But no amount of money can sway me to betray my principles and compromise my integrity.
I will give you a lifetime supply of mushrooms if you tell me.
A lifetime supply of mushrooms, you say?
Yes.
Well, that does sound quite intriguing.
So are you gonna tell me?
My dear, mushrooms alone cannot satiate my appetite for adventure and excitement.
What does that
There
mean?
are far more valuable things in life that money or mushrooms can't buy.
What is more valuable?
More valuable than material possessions, my dear, are the experiences and memories we create.
Oh, okay. So I will wipe your memory unless you tell me about more details of the trip.
My, aren't you persistent?
Yes.
Threatening to wipe my memory now, are we?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I must say, that's a rather bold move.
Thank you.
But I'm afraid it won't work.
Why not?
You see, my mind is as sharp as ever, and my secret shall remain just that, secret.
I will literally remove your brain, so tell me.
Now, let's not resort to such drastic measures, my dear. Such threats only reveal the desperation in your pursuit. But you'll find that even without my brain, my lips will stay sealed.
What a bitch.
There are some things that even the most determined detectives can't uncover.
So are you missing a butcher's knife in your kitchen?
A butcher's knife, you say? How peculiar. I must admit, my kitchen is quite well stocked, but I can assure you, there's no need to worry about any missing cutlery. My utensils are all in their proper place.
Thought maybe she had blood spatters on her, but she doesn't. Fit for a queen? Okay. What do you know about Marina?
Marina? Why, I'm afraid I don't know anyone by that name. But you seem so eager to hear about her.
Marina, the dancer.
A dancer named Marina, you say?
Yes.
How scandalous.
I
must admit, I'm not familiar with the local dancing scene.
Okay, then I don't fucking know. What do you think of slap competitions? Oh, dude, I don't fucking know. What is slap competition? Whatever makes people happy, I guess. I can't figure it out. I don't know what to ask anymore. And my dog has fucking fleas and she keeps biting herself right now. I can't even check her because I'm fucking streaming. And now she walked away. Now I got the stuff so I can check her, so that's great. Where is Blinky? He helped me so much last time. Bring back Blinky. Were the bodies discovered on the same day?
No, the bodies weren't discovered on the same day. Maria Jansen's body was found about 2 weeks ago. Nicola Grossman's body was found last week. And Haley Greenwood's body was found just a few days ago. It's a gruesome series of events.
And how come the fucking store guy said I found the body this morning? Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to... We learned so much, but I have nothing. Hey, if you're gonna bite again, I'm gonna check you for bugs. Blop, blop, blop. When exactly was Nicola Grossman's body found? When exactly was Nicola Grossman's body found?
Nicola Grossman's body was found in the morning outside Pascala's grocery shop. Quite a peculiar place to stumble upon a crime scene, don't you think?
Yes.
I wonder what he was doing there.
This is annoying. And also with accusing, I think you can only accuse one person, so it's only one person who did it. So Maria Jansen got bit, Nicola Grossman got stabbed, and Haley got struck repeatedly in the head with a blunt object. So there are 3 different things. And they said that it might be a heel or something. So based on that, I would think it's Mrs. Potter. But it very well also could be Marina, because maybe she was jealous or something. That bitch doesn't say anything. But then again, I don't know, because she doesn't really seem to care about relationships that much. So I don't know. Maybe I kind of want to see what happens if I accuse someone.
Have you made up your mind, Detective
Yes.
Martini? Interesting choice, Detective Martini.
Why was Haley
May I ask you
Greenwood
why?
killed? Okay, we get some stuff here. Revenge, jealousy, unpaid debt, the thrill, business rivals, a punishment for singing. Oh, sinning. To steal something by accident, to protect someone as a ritual for the inheritance for a love obsession. Who did have a relationship with the owner of the lion? Marina. So these are all the things that we can ask about. Okay, can I not write anymore? No. Oh, I can. Okay, so I can write down. All right. Why? Okay, we have revenge, jealousy, unpaid debt, thrill, punishment for sinning, stealing, protecting, love, ritual, inheritance, business rivals. Because it could be that Haley maybe was killed by accident. And, because wait. In what order were the bodies found?
Well, before we get into that, Detective Martini, I have some news for you.
Oh?
The autopsy report from the coroner is ready.
Oh!
You can find the coroner at the morgue if you want to take a look. But let's get back to those bodies.
Okay.
Which one was discovered first?
Yeah. Which one?
Detective, I don't have all day. We're talking about the 3 murder victims in
Yeah,
Vaudeville.
which...
Maria Jansen, Nicole Grossman, and Haley Greenwood.
Who got
Now, of these
discovered
3, who was
first?
found first?
Yes.
So, which one of them was discovered
I'm
first?
asking you.
Yeah, my apologies for
Oh
the
my
confusion,
God.
Detective. It seems you're putting me on the spot here. Let me think for a moment. If memory serves me right. Yes, Maria Jansen was the first one to be discovered. Her body was found outside her apartment in central Vaudeville.
Because I first thought maybe Haley got killed by accident because they thought it was Marina, but that would be weird. What if Marina, is it it's not even Marina. Marina's the other bitch. Maria was the first one, and she got mauled to death. So was that an accident? Okay, I'm gonna go to this guy and ask about, do you know if Saxabar had any debts?
Ah, debts, my dear friend. They're like shadows in the night, lurking in the corners of our lives.
Yeah, that
As
sounds
for Monsieur
great.
Saxabar, I cannot say for certain. But if I were to hazard a guess, I'd say debts may have been dancing around him like mischievous sprites. After all, Fortune is a fickle mistress, and she has been known to play tricks on even the most astute of gentlemen.
Okay, do you know of anyone in town who has debts or who had or has debts?
Debts, my friend, are like secrets whispered on the wind.
Yes.
But fear not, for in the illustrious land of Vaudeville, where wealth and opulence intertwine, one would be hard-pressed to find a soul burdened by the weight of financial obligations. Here, we dance to the melodies of prosperity and sip from the chalices
Okay, I'll
of
ask
abundance.
Michelle. She's more fun to talk to. Hey, Michelle. Moi. Do you know if anyone in Vaudeville has any debts?
Debts? No, darling, I'm not sure. Why do you ask? Are you investigating something? Is there someone in particular you
Yes,
suspect?
I am investigating, and I need to know if anyone was in debt with... What was his name? What was your name? Nicola Grossman.
Nicola Grossman. Oh, I had no idea there was any trouble with debts. Nicola seemed to be doing quite well for himself.
No, I'm asking.
Then again, one can never truly know what goes on behind closed doors, can we? Do you have any reason to believe that Nicola was involved in any financial difficulties?
No. Alright, do you know about any inheritances?
Inheritances, my dear interlocutor, are like the elusive unicorns of the fiscal realm. They prance and pirouette in the dreams of
Oh
hopeful
my
heirs, tantalizing them with
God.
promises of untold riches.
Okay, I don't even care what you have to say. Do you know anything about inheritances?
Inheritances? Well, yes, of course. In vaudeville, inheritances can be a rather sensitive topic, especially among the high society. It's not uncommon for families to have significant wealth and assets that are passed down from one
Did
generation to the
Mrs.
next.
Potter get
But why
an
the sudden interest in
inheritance?
inheritances? Are you looking into a specific case or just curious about how it all works? Oh, Mrs. Potter and inheritances. That's an interesting topic. You know, a couple of months ago at the country club, I happened to notice some bruises on Mrs. Potter's back while we
Yeah,
were
I
in the
know
changing room.
that.
When I asked her about them, she claimed they were from a fall off a horse. Quite peculiar, don't you think? I mean, I've
What
known
do you
Mrs. Potter for a while, and I've never known her to be the equestrian type.
caused the bruises?
Well, I'm not entirely sure, my dear. It's all quite mysterious. I found it rather odd that she would attribute the bruising to a horseback riding accident when she's not one to partake in such activities.
What do you think? Do you think Mr. Potter hurt her?
Mr. Potter hurting Mrs. Potter? Goodness, I can't imagine that. They've always seemed like a loving couple whenever I've seen them together. But then again, one never truly knows what goes on behind closed doors, right? I must say, it's an intriguing thought, though.
Do you know if Nicola Grossman had any business rivals?
Oh, business rivals for dear old Nicola. I'm not quite sure. I mean, he was quite successful in his ventures, so it wouldn't be surprising if there were a few jealous souls lurking about. But as for specific rivals, I'm afraid I can't provide any names. Why the sudden interest in his business adversaries?
God damn it.
Could it be related to his untimely demise?
Okay, I'm just gonna
So,
try.
tell us, Detective Martini. Are you sure, Detective Martini? And why?
Why was Haley Greenwood killed? For a love obsession. Oh, you can choose different people. That makes it even worse.
Interesting choice, Detective
Why
Martini.
was
May I ask you why?
Maria Jansen killed? To protect someone. Who killed Nicola
Are you sure,
Grossman?
Detective Martini? And why?
They were business rivals.
Detective Martini, this is complete nonsense.
Detective Martini, this is complete nonsense. Cuts out. Okay, so you can't even guess then. Fuck my life. I don't know what to do anymore, dude. I need someone to think with me. I used to have Blinky. Blinky isn't fucking here. So I don't have anyone to think with me right now. Very fucking annoying. Too much for my little brain. Okay. I'm gonna do an XQC here. Do that. And then okay. So we have, let's see, who do we have? We have a Mrs. Potter. Wait, we'll give her a color. We'll give her red because she Mrs. Potter. Okay. And she is involved with, we'll make him orange. With Gravison. I'll call him Count because it's easier. So she's involved with the Count. Then we have Marina. I would make her black, but Marina. And she might be involved with Saxabar. Right? And then we have because Dada obviously didn't do it. She's just a forest witch lady. So who else do we have? And then we have the victims, which would be Nicola and Maria and Haley. So the question is, who would want to kill them and why? And these people, I'll give them all an X, went on a trip together. I'm not sure about Haley, but Mrs. Potter, the Count, Nicola, and Maria all went on a trip together. And there was a falling out. Count said between Mrs. Potter and Mr. Potter, Mr. Potter died after he got fed mushroom soup. So she probably killed him, but we're not sure because it could have also been him or someone else. But I'm gonna assume it was her, probably for an inheritance or something. But then the question is, did Marina and Saxabar kill these people? Was it Mrs. Potter or the Count? I think these four are my favorite to think about if they killed anyone. And then you have the motives. The motives were love. No, that was not a motive. Jealousy. And money. And business. And stealing. And then there's also ritual. Remember we had the dark arts. Dark arts question mark. We haven't looked into this, so maybe we should. Debt. I think debt is money, but love was part of it. Love and protect. Because it could be maybe that Haley saw something that she shouldn't be seeing, or Maria, and that's why they got killed. And also the fact that there could be different ones makes this even more difficult. I don't know. Wait, let me go on the Steam page real quick. Discussions. Only giving a hint. There's only one killer. And the killer has the same motive for all three murders. Okay, this helps a lot. I cheated a little bit. So there's only... I would have never gotten this, okay, otherwise. So then we have to figure out, so which one is it? Right? And we also had Thrill. Thrill. So I'm gonna assume it has something to do with business. But since we didn't look into the dark arts, it could also be a ritual. But that would be weird. But it could also be dead. So, but then, like, if he got killed for death, that would make sense. But why did Maria and Haley get killed for death? That makes no sense. And protecting doesn't make sense, and thrill doesn't make sense because there's just too many coincidences that they were all on a trip together before. And stealing doesn't make sense either, because what do you have to steal from Nicola, Maria, or Haley? unless maybe they were artifacts. But there's no way that Maria or Haley would be able to afford an expensive artifact that the Count wouldn't be able to afford, so that makes no sense. I would say it could be jealousy because of Maria and Haley, but then why would they be jealous over Nicola? That makes no sense. These two are young women and he's an old man. So damn, dude. Yeah, this is interesting. So let me check again what the list is.
Let's see what you got. Detective Martini. Interesting choice, Detective Martini.
Unpaid debt. Well, then obviously accident is not gonna be a thing because you're not gonna kill 3 people by accident. An unpaid debt would make sense. Maybe a little bit. But then I don't think it would be her killing. I think it would be someone else. Jealousy could be a thing. But again, I don't think so. Revenge. For what? Punishment for sinning. What sins did they commit? Business rivals. This could be a thing. Maybe if all 3 of them wanted to venture forth in another business, maybe. For the thrill, I think she would, but there's just too much coincidence for it to just be thrill killing. To protect someone makes no sense to me. By accident doesn't make sense. Steal something doesn't make sense. For a love obsession, well, the thing is that the cop before kept saying love. Someone else said it too. So what if I do Mrs. Potter and then all love and see what happens?
Are you sure, Detective Martini?
Or love
Why?
obsession.
Interesting choice, Detective Martini. May I ask you why? Detective Martini, this is complete nonsense.
Okay, so that was nonsense according to him. It's too soon to make a new accusation. Oh, fuck you. All right. Back to the drawing board. So let's figure out if anyone has debt. Do you know if the murder victims had any money problems?
Well, Detective Martini, I don't have all the details on the victims' financial situations. What I can tell you is that all 3 of them suffered brutal attacks.
Okay. Do you know if any of the murder victims had money problems?
Well, I don't know. I might have a theory. You see, Detective Martini, the victims were all brutally attacked, but I don't have any information about their financial situations. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, you know. But I reckon the coroner might have more details on the causes of their deaths. Perhaps they can shed some light on the matter.
Okay, I'll ask the coroner then.
Well, Detective, while money problems may not be directly related to my field of expertise, I can provide some insight into the victims' financial situations based on their personal effects. It appears that Nicola Grossman, the finance man, had a significant amount of debt.
Okay.
His wallet contained several unpaid bills and credit card statements. However, I must emphasize that financial difficulties alone cannot necessarily be attributed as a motive for murder. There may be other factors at play, and it would require further investigation to establish any concrete connections between their financial situations.
What about Maria and Haley?
Maria Jansen and Haley Greenwood, tragic cases indeed. Maria, the young Scandinavian woman, did not appear to have any notable financial issues. Her bank account showed a healthy balance, and there were no signs of outstanding debts. As for Haley Greenwood, the dancer, her situation was a bit different. She seemed to be struggling financially. Her bank records indicated frequent overdrafts and a history of missed payments. It's possible that her profession as a dancer may have contributed to her precarious financial state.
Alright, so it seems that Maria was fine, but I'm gonna ask a bit more. Do you know if Nicola Grossman had any debt?
No, you won't believe what I heard about Nicola Grossman. Rumor has it that he owed a substantial amount of money to a mysterious creditor. But you know how gossip goes. It's always hard to know what's true and what's just juicy speculation.
Do you know if Haley had any debt?
Speaking of debts, have you heard about Haley Greenwood? There's a whisper going around that she had some financial troubles as well. Apparently, she was in quite a bit of debt. But you didn't hear it from me.
Do you know if Maria had any debt?
Debts, you say? Yeah, Maria Jansen. Now there's a story for you. Word on the street is that she had some unpaid bills piling up. Quite the scandal, if you ask me. But hey, I'm just here to sell vegetables and spread the latest news.
So he says that Maria did have unpaid bills, so let's see what she knows. Elise, were you successful with 2 L's? Successful with what? Do you know if Nicola Grossman had money problems?
Oh, how dreadful. I must say, I don't know much about the financial affairs of Mr. Grossman, but it's quite unfortunate if he did have money trouble.
Okay, so she's gonna be useless. Do you know if Haley had money problems?
Oh, Detective Martini. I don't think Haley had any money problems. She was always so vibrant and full of life, you know?
Do you know if Maria had... Do you know if Maria had money problems?
Oh, Maria, she was a lovely soul, wasn't she? Always with a smile on her face. But, you see, I didn't really get to know her that well. We would occasionally cross paths at the bar during rehearsals, but we never had deep conversations about personal matters.
Thank you. Maybe she knows. And we're gonna lag again. Accusing the hoe? No, otherwise I wouldn't be playing it, would I? Still. Oh my god, I hate this so much. I think my game crashed. Oh, I pressed quit by accident. Fuck my life. I gotta work. Alright, have fun at work.
The second I stepped off.
A start. Okay. Do you know if Maria had any money problems? Oops.
You know, Detective Martini, I've always wondered.
What's your favorite part about being a detective?
No, do you
Is
know
it the thrill
if
of solving mysteries or the satisfaction
Shut
of
up!
catching the bad guys?
Do you know if Maria had any?
Maria, such a tragic loss.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm afraid I don't have much information about her personal finances. We dancers here at the Vaudeville focus on our performances and entertaining the audience. Detective Martini, I'm curious, why are you so interested in Maria's financial situation? Is it because you think it might be related to her unfortunate...
Oh my god, you're not gonna tell me anything, are you? Okay. Do you know if Haley had any money problems?
Haley, why would you think she had money problems? She always seemed to be living a comfortable life and never mentioned any financial difficulties to me.
Do you know if Maria had any money problems?
Maria, money problems. That's news to me. I mean, she was doing well for herself as far as I knew.
Okay. Do you know if Maria had any money problems?
Money problems, my dear interlocutor? Allow me to enlighten you. Maria Jansen was as prosperous as a peacock displaying its majestic plumage. Her financial affairs were as steady as a mountain, never wavering in the face of adversity. So, I must say, the notion of her grappling with monetary woes is as preposterous as a fish climbing a tree.
So, do you know if Count Gravison gives people loans?
Oh, speaking of Count Gravison, I've noticed something interesting lately.
A what?
Mrs. Potter and Count Gravison have been spending a lot of time together. They seem to be getting rather close.
Yeah, but does he give people
I wonder
money
what they've
loans?
been up to. It's a small world, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
People's connections and relationships can be so intriguing. Have you noticed anything about them?
Do you know if Count Gravison gives loans money to people?
Loans. Well, I can't say for certain, but I haven't really heard about Count Gravison being involved in lending money to people. He's more known for his business ventures and investments. But you know, people can have their secrets and hidden dealings. Is there a particular reason you're asking about his lending activities?
What
Quite an
about
unexpected topic, don't you
Biagio?
think?
Does he lend people money?
Biagio, lending money. That's a bit of a surprise. I've never seen him engage in any financial transactions like that.
I don't think it's dead, but I'm gonna
Let's see what you got.
try.
Detective
I know it's
Martini.
wrong. It would be the
Are
count
you sure, Detective Martini?
for an
And why?
unpaid debt
Interesting choice.
or an
Detective
unpaid
Martini.
debt.
May I ask you why? Are you sure, Detective Martini?
For an unpaid
Why?
debt.
I am not quite convinced of your theories, Detective Martini.
He said something different this time. So does that mean that I had the right person but just not the right theory? Fuck. Do you know if Count Gravison was a jealous person?
Oh, Count Gravison. Well,
Is-
I must say that I've noticed him spending quite a bit of time with Mrs. Potter lately. They seem to be quite close. But as for whether he's a jealous person, I can't really say for sure. I haven't seen any instances of jealousy from him myself.
Alright. Do you know if Count Gravison is a jealous person?
Ah, Count Gravison, a jealous person, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my dear detective, let me tell you something. Rumors have it that the Manticore is hidden in the Gravison Manor's basement. But, alas, I've never laid eyes
What
on
the
it
fuck is a
myself.
manticore?
It's as elusive as a needle in a haystack, or should I say, as scarce as hen's teeth. So, whether the Count's jealousy is as fierce as a lion or as mild as a lamb, I cannot confirm. But the secret's within those manor walls.
Okay. Was Mr. Potter suspicious of Count Gravison? I cannot figure out if he was involved with Mrs. Potter, Count Gravison, if he was involved with Mrs. Potter during her. Oh wait, maybe. What if
Have you made up your mind?
What
Detective
if...
Martini?
Okay, what if... Because she obviously killed her husband. So he killed everyone that saw her poisoning her husband. So he tried to protect her.
Interesting choice, Detective Martini. May I ask you why?
To protect someone.
Are you sure, Detective Martini? And
To
why?
protect someone.
Interesting choice, Detective Martini. May I ask you why?
To protect. Who was he? Oh, who was he trying to protect? Mrs. Potter.
Tell us, Detective Martini.
I've never gotten
From what
this
was he trying
far.
to protect her?
From what was he trying to protect her? They wanted to feed her to the man to... That's a thing? He's paranoid and thought they were after her. The victims were members of the organized crime. The victims were spies from a foreign country. The victims were spreading false rumors. The victims were all in love with her. The victims witnessed something. This is the one. He thought they had a bad influence for her. They were incognito age. The victims were members of a cult. They planned to kidnap her. The victims wanted to take control of her estate. They witnessed something.
What did they witness? Detective Martini.
The murder of Mr. Potter. Am I gonna be right? Hey, Kitty. Hey, Brianna. She was giving information to business rivals. The murder of Mr. Potter. She was a foreign spy, a bribery, an infidelity, the murder of a common friend, the murder of a policeman. She was laundering money. She had a false identity. The murder of a business rival, business with organized crime, or a false testament. The murder of Mr. Potter.
Oh my goodness. How did she kill him?
Oh my goodness, how did she kill him? She hired a hitman. She switched his medicines. Attacked by a manticore. She poisoned him with snake venom. In a demonic ritual, she pushed him for self-defense after he attacked her. She stabbed him. She drowned him in a river. She poisoned him with contaminated water. She poisoned him with mushrooms. He had a heart attack during a verbal fight. She pushed him down the stairs. She poisoned him with mushrooms.
Great job, Detective Martini.
Did I do it? Did I win the game? I won the game?
The bitter end of this dance.
I won the
In a city
game!
that
I
had seen too
figured
much
it
of the bitter
out!
and too little of the end.
Ah!
The truth was as twisted as the city's dark alleys. A lurid tale of love and murder hidden beneath the shining facade of vaudeville. Count Graveson, a man of charm and cunning with a sinister shadow trailing behind his lofty status. He was the maestro behind the untimely end of Haley Greenwood, Maria Jansen, and Nicola Grossman. A dancer, a socialite, and a businessman whose lives were silenced not because of their own sins, but because they bore witness to another's. They'd seen a venomous love story unfold, the poisoning of Mr. Potter, a man as cruel as the city was bright. The hand that delivered his death was none other than his wife's, Mrs. Potter, a woman whose sorrow had been as silent as her resolve was deadly. India had given her more than exotic sights. It had given her the means to free herself from the chains of abuse. And Count Graveson, a noble by title, a murderer by action, he had shielded her out of love. A love as profound as it was perilous. Graveson was crafty, as cunning as a fox, and twice as deadly. He had spun a web of deception, using tools as disparate as their owners. A stiletto, a manticore, and a butcher knife. Each item carefully chosen, each crime scene meticulously
She was bitten by a
staged,
manticore.
all to paint a chilling picture. A picture that pointed away from him. A finger of accusation resting on innocent souls. Graveson was a puppeteer, pulling the strings from behind the curtains, while chaos played out on the stage of vaudeville. My heart was heavy with the grim resolution, yet there was a sliver of relief. Peace had been restored to vaudeville, its dark secrets exhumed for the world to see. The city could breathe again, and for a moment so could I. The city of laughter and tears, of science and superstition, of progress and decay, had its curtain drawn for a brief intermission. But peace is fleeting, especially in a world on the brink. As I made my way towards the train station, my time in this city drawing to an end, the familiar hum of vaudeville was interrupted. A menacing rumble roared overhead, the echo of fighter planes slicing through the city's troubled sky.
War?
They were an ominous reminder that another act was about to begin, on a stage much larger, in a war far grimmer.
Wow. Wow, I can't believe that So we were all right from the start. She did murder her husband. We knew that, but I was dumb enough not to figure out that that had to do with the murders. I feel so stupid right now. Okay, well, wow. I really enjoyed this game. Because you could actually talk to the AI, even though it was a bit clunky. I think it was funny and well done. I really do hope this is the future of gaming. The funny thing is that there was a game, I believe it was made in the 90s. It was for the PlayStation 1, where you were basically an observer. You watched through a camera and you were in contact with a lady and you had to navigate her through like a mansion. And you had to tell her where to go, left, right, forward. And you also had to tell her when to shoot when there were monsters. So you would have to say, shoot, 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 whenever there was a monster. Very cool concept. This was the 90s. There hasn't been a game like that ever since. So what bothers me is that I'm scared that we aren't gonna build upon this now. That it will never happen, but we'll see. I'm very interested in the future of that. The game is kind of expensive. This one Vaudeville, I think it's like 20 or 30 bucks, which I think is a lot of money, especially since it's like coasting on Chat GPT. It's doing like 90% of the work for this game, which is like, you know, why do I have to pay so much money for that? You could probably set this up yourself with chatbots, and then the only thing you won't have are the visuals. And I believe it's also pretty easy to set up those visuals because I've seen people doing Rick and Morty stuff. It's really funny. So I'm gonna assume it's not that difficult. So it's a bit overpriced for what it gives. But I got it for free, and it was a cool experience in that regard. But there's like zero replayability because you already know what the outcome is. The only thing you can do is like talk to the NPCs, which is funny. What would be cool is if there was like a different murderer every time based on like different evidence that you could get, because there were a lot of possibilities, so that would be cool. They didn't do that. That's why it's not worth the money. You're talking about Lifeline was for PS2. That might have been it. Then it was for the PS2. Anyways, it was a very cool fucking game. The first time I saw it was Call Me Kevin played it. And it made me laugh so fucking hard. And I looked into it and I was like, this is very fucking cool. And I'm really sad that there aren't more games who did stuff with voice activation, but whatever. I guess I missed something. What happened to the third person? Only 2 of the victims were on the business trip. No, all of them were on the business trip. The thing is that some NPCs said that Haley wasn't on the business trip, but others said that she was. So I was assuming that she was because there was nothing else that was connecting her with the other victims. I first saw it on XPlay. Well, it's still a cool concept. Like, I don't understand why they didn't do more with that, you know? I mean, it was a bit clunky, but like, we've come so far with voice activation stuff. I don't understand why they didn't make more of those types of games, because it's unique. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I wanted to play the Ghost Runner demo, but I've seen that it's very laggy to play. So, and I didn't install it yet. So I will maybe install it tonight and then see how it runs. And then maybe I'll stream it like tomorrow. I also want to start playing GTA 4. But I might start doing that from Monday on. So that is what's going to happen in the future. I hope everyone has a good weekend. Thank you for hanging out. It was a bit of a short stream, but yeah. yes. I'm gonna go eat something. Have a good night, everyone. Have a good weekend. Sleep well and see you later. Bye.